There we go. I'll just leave a note here. I'll try and read through it, but I've been feeling like a whole lot of nothing today. For lack of a better word. Oh yeah, I better test the volume, since that seems to randomly change on me sometimes when I turn it on. What do you sound like? Let's see, let's see. Testing. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna... Yeah, I'll just read this and... I think I decided I was actually gonna read it and not just listen to it the whole way. I put on the volume at the end of last one, but I was kind of screwing with things, but... Let's see how it feels. I'll just start from the beginning again, it's fine. Start with the video. Jumping out of the plane with an ice grenade. They should definitely have more videos like this though. That would be super awesome. As long as it doesn't eat too much into their budget, they should definitely do it.
目标区域已经没，正在渗透。
2074, almost midnight. Beneath an abandoned mine, a meticulously organized base is operating in perfect order. Inside a clean, orderly, high-tech laboratory, a woman in white lab coat has her feet propped up on the control console, lazily tapping at the keyboard while chewing gum. I'm so bored. Night shift is such a drag. She turns her head, reaches out to enter a string of passwords, then squints at the screen. Hey, little flower. How you feeling today? Growing pretty well, huh? In sharp contrast to her flippant attitude, the other researchers in the lab are solemnly focused on their work. Unimpressed with the tedium, the woman suddenly sits up straight and clears her throat with theatrical seriousness. Log entry. Collapsed particle adhesion carrier cultivation experiment, day 217. Sample P17 responds well to the new culture medium. The success rate of this batch has reached as high as 8%. Amazing. As soon as she completes the log entry, she slumps back into her lazy posture and blows a bubble with her gum. Such beautiful data we get today. If that little cutie were still here, I can't even imagine how fast our research will be progressing. I'm really looking forward to it. She spins her chair and glides to another workstation, opens an encrypted folder, inputs the new data into the system, and labels the file Eden Synchronization Test. She drags the file into database labeled Cocoon. Looks like Oleg is probably not far from being finished. If Eden can't be built after all, then I guess it's time to activate the backup plan. Identity verification required. Security. I am the great Lady Chilvug, Paradius brightest star. The most brilliant genius. The most... Verification successful. Welcome research director. Chilveg pouts unhappily, clearly displeased at being interrupted. You're no fun at all. Fine, fine. Let's see where our little flower might bloom. Chilaveg opens an encrypted email and begins browsing through the entries with interest. Oh my. Did a little flower actually grow up on its own? She opens one of the intelligence emails and reads it carefully. This little flower is even cultivated here. Oh, through a ritual? You can connect to that person's virtual cognition image? Might be a pretty good carrier. She opens the attachment. Inside is a photo of a girl whose hair spreads like wings, marked under surveillance. Suddenly, an almost imperceptible tremor passes through the room. The lab lights flicker. An earthquake? The end of the world? The others in the room show no reaction to Chilveg's exaggerated performance, as if they're already used to it. But suddenly, Chilveg springs to her feet. The playful grin vanishes instantly as she opens a comms channel with a flick of her hand. Guards, send everyone currently on shift to Zone A to check the security scanners. Then report the perimeter conditions to me. Director, everything appears to be in order in Zone A. There's no... I didn't ask for your opinion. Send people to check right now. Immediately. She moves quickly to the security console and enters a complex string of code under the puzzled gazes of the other researchers. Understood. We'll inspect Zone A right now. Something the matter, Director? Nothing major. Just that we have some guests. Guests? Director, there are frequent earthquakes around here. That might have just been... Chilveg stares intently at the surveillance monitors with narrowed eyes. The monitors display live feeds of every zone in the base. Everything appears normal. Yet Chilveg looks thoughtful. With a smile, she shakes her head and raises a finger to shush the researcher. Report. Motion detected at Zone A's perimeter with the thermal imaging. Speed exceeds normal parameters. What? Chilveg claps her hands excitedly. I told you we had guests. Things are finally getting interesting. How did you know? You have to trust the genius intuition. I can sense even the tiniest discrepancy in the slide. Everyone, initiate emergency lockdown protocol. You've got 10 minutes to run for your lives. You still remember the evacuation point with safety training, nah? Right? You better move it. Stunned by the sudden order, the researchers all remain frozen in place. Chilveg clicks her tongue in displeasure, her face twisting into a ferocious, furious expression. Move! Now! The researchers jump at Chilveg's roar. Panic spreads instantly, and they rush for the exit. Thank you! Chilveg turns around and blinks, her expression shifting back from icy ruthlessness to playful charm. Soon, there's no one left in the lab. She strolls back to her workstation and sits back down. That's more like it. System active for emergency plan 48. Authorized use of the special transfer data. Emergency encryption. Authorization code Stardust Ballet. Red cube. Encryption initiated. Please select priority data blocks for protection. Let me think. Epithelium resonance data and save that one too. Our guests might be interested in that. The progress bar begins to fill. While waiting, Chilveg tilts her head, pulls a uniquely designed handgun from a drawer, and elegantly spins it in her hand. Guests of this caliber? I suppose they're with Zelensky? No. Wait. They could be rich fans? Doesn't really feel like their style either. Report. We need support. The transmission cuts off abruptly, followed by a scream and the sound of bones snapping. Wow, our case didn't sound very friendly. Hey, dear intruder, would you like to stop for a cup of tea? I've got some excellent Darjeeling here. Only static answers from the other side. How rude. Unfortunate. Chilveg shrugs and presses a red button. Instantly alarms blare throughout the entire base. She brings the comm microphone up to her mouth. Attention! Attention! Dear colleagues, we have uninvited guests. Security personnel, please entertain our visitors properly. Don't say I didn't warn you. They seem pretty strong, so good luck. Oh, almost forgot. I just activated the emergency lockdown protocol. The base will set just destruct in 10 minutes. Ah, now it's only 9 minutes left. Don't worry. That's plenty of advance notice. Don't say I didn't give you a chance to run. She's just flipping as heck. The receiver picks up a cacophony of chaos from the other as alarms overlap everywhere. Chilveg hits the mute button and slides her chair back towards the surveillance monitor. Watching security personnel in Zone A gets taken down with alarming speed, she can't help but shake her head. What a useless butch. She squints at the high-speed blur that flashes past in the live feed. Too fast to make it out cleanly, even in slow motion. There's only one of them? She quickly switches to the Zone B feed and stares at it for a few seconds. Huh. It really is one intruder? And they took out all the guards? She slams the desk and jumps to her feet, snapping her fingers and humming a tune. Clearly exhilarated. It's them? It has to be them. Her heroes. She drops back into the chair and spins around several times. Then she grabs a small remote from the desk and presses a button. Only 8 minutes left now. I think I should say welcome. Maybe some music? She presses the button again thoughtfully. The base's broadcast system suddenly begins playing the cheerful classical music. Invader, what? On the monitor, the ghost-like figure pauses for an instant, seemingly puzzled. Watching the screen, Chilveg sets the remote down, hums along the music, and gets up to whirl into a waltz with an invisible partner. But less than 10 seconds later, all the lights abruptly go out inside the lab, and the music cuts off. Hey! Who cut out my music? How crude. Despite her complaint, she quickly hides, fumbling in the darkness to put on a pair of glasses and pressing a button on the frame. The dark room instantly brightens in her vision. And that's when she sees a figure silently dropping down from the ventilation shaft. Oh my god. Oh my god. She murmurs softly to herself. It's Alva, in the flesh. In the darkness, she locks eyes with the newcomer. Shh. Bang bang. I can't make that sound. Prepared in advance, Chilveg pulls the trigger first, but the intruder's even faster, dodging sideways like lightning and drawing her gun in the same instant to return fire. 2 consecutive rounds burst with lethal fire in the dark. I'm hit. Sharp pain explodes through Chilveg's knee and wrist, and she collapses to the floor. Sweat beads on her forehead as she lies curled up on the ground. She peers up at the computer terminal, riddled with bullet holes from her own shots. Sparks flying, and remarks dryly, "Do you have any idea how much it cost to fix that?" The intruder steps closer and crouches down by Chilveg, her icy fingers wrapped around Chilveg's neck. You're not an ordinary researcher. Chilveg raises the hand that has been clutching her wounded knee and gives an exaggerated salute. Her palm, sticky with nearly congealed filthy blood, emits a nauseating stench. Thanks for the compliment. Chilveg, Chief Research Director of Research Center Number 17. At your service. Oh, and can we take a photo together, Miss Snowwolf? After all, I am your biggest fan. I guess you go by Miss Alva now, don't you? You know me? Of course I do. The legendary member of Task Force DFI. I said DFI again, Defy. I've collected all your operation records from Berlin and Frankfurt. Your hacking skills and tactical experience are exceptional. Let me guess. That attack with somebody else out there was just a feint, and you're the only one actually carrying out the core mission. Am I right? You're really a work of art. Can I get your autograph? Oh wait, I'm a bit immobile right now. Get held up by my throat, you know. Don't play tricks. Alva speaks coldly. The finger around Chilveg's neck tightens into a chokehold as her other hand plucks everything from the person. 2 pens, some empty test files, and a magazine. None of that matters. What matters is, she doesn't feel a heartbeat. Nido. Alva looks down at Chilveg with disgust. Chilvig shrugs self-depreciatingly. What are you researching here? Chilvig blinks and lowers her voice slightly. You want to know? Alva squeezes harder, making Chilvig suck in a deep breath. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Beautiful flowers. Of course, not ordinary ones. Special variants that can attract butterflies. All we're missing is suitable soil. Her eyes flick toward a hidden timer, 5 minutes left. Alva notices her glance, though she doesn't need to look to know what it means. Watch out, we have 5 minutes left. Oh my, if I'd known it was you coming, I wouldn't have rushed to self-destruct a place like this. Ignoring Chilvig's mad chatter, Alva releases her, then turns to the damaged computer terminal and starts extracting the data. Tick tick tick. White Mastiff reporting in. Zone A silent. Over. Snow Wolf copies. Wow. The doll on the other end must be AK-15. Today really is my lucky day. White Mastiff, the base is going to self-destruct. Marking the rendezvous point. I'll guide you in. Over. White Mastiff copies. Following instructions. ETA to rendezvous point. 30 seconds. Over. AK-15? No, it's Voy Mastina now? Isn't it? I won't stand a chance under her interrogation. Guess I better hurry up. And die? Chilvig pouts with theatrical regret. An unnatural bulge suddenly appears in her cheek. Don't move. Alva seems to realize something. She quickly grabs Chilvig's face and forces her mouth open. She forcefully wrenches out Chilvig's metal tooth. Too late. Chilvig starts coughing up blood, though it's clearly not just from having a tooth ripped out. Only 4 minutes left now. You better hurry up, Miss Wolf. She barely gets to the end of the sentence before her eyes suddenly widen. A few rasping breaths escape her throat, and her body stiffens and collapses to the floor in the next second. Her gaze turns vacant, yet the eerie smile at the corner of her mouth remains frozen forever. Alva turns away. She pulls a collar-like device from her tactical pack, draws out a data cable, and connects it to the still sparkling terminal. She takes out her tablet. As the cable connects to the device of the terminal, torrents of data begin scrolling across the screen. Facing the dense, complex interface, Alva flexes her fingers. She opens her palms, and hair-thin auxiliary fingers extend from fingertips, spreading over the keyboard alongside her long fingers. Still creepy. Fingers and auxiliary digits become a blur as they dance wildly across the keys, the furious typing sounds almost like a sudden downpour. The vigorous motion abruptly stops. The screen's dim green glow reflects in Alva's teal eyes, and she freezes for a moment. Cocoon database? Subprogram Helena. Entry 043. Incubation data. The all too familiar contents make Alva pause, and she opens the file. So this is where O43 was incubated? The detailed experimental logs record everything from the host to the incubation process, down to daily culture, dish temperature, humidity, microbial conditions, and other data far beyond Alva's expectations. That's not all. O4319? It seems that more than one identical test subject was born in this place. But in the end, only one finished product ever made it out. That's ours, Helena. Harrowing images steer themselves into Alva's eyes one after another. She glances at the data copy progress, then continues paging through O43's file. To her surprise, the logs don't end with O43's birth. In fact, the very title of the database, Cocoon, already sets off the alarm bells in her head. Project Eden? Her fingers tap lightly on the keyboard, opening a data partition with even heavier encryption. A folder labeled Connection Project Gerard Group appears on the screen. Alva's not at all surprised to see the Gerard Group's name here, once more. Despite the incident in Odessa never being made fully public, such information is hardly difficult for Task Force Defy to obtain. Information pairing Project Eden with the Gerard Group is hardly rare. The project is no secret. On the contrary, the Gerard Group has spared no effort promoting the technology, even using it to temporarily halt the freefall of its stock price. The publicity campaign conveniently began shorting after the Odessa scandal broke. According to the Gerard Group, Project Eden is a brand new clean energy initiative. It's meant to deliver more abundant, cleaner, and revolutionary energy for all humanity. However, Alva knows better. Anything tied to Paradius can never be what it claims to be. While Alva's taking in the information, a series of epiphyllin cultivation data and radiation test charts appear on the screen, displaying shocking values and abnormal growth patterns. A particle resonance amplifier? She scrolls and keeps reading. Epiphyllin cultivation experiment. P-series samples. Absorption and release efficiency increased by 217%. Just as Alva's about to dig deeper, an encryption wall blocks further access. She tries to crack it, but time is running out. Project Eden. Alva murmurs the project's name again, this time in an entirely different tone. Why would Gerard work with Paradius to research epithelioms? What are they after? What does Gerard want? And what role does O43 play in all of this? As these questions swirl in Alva's head, a towering figure kicks open the Labrador. Foymanstina steps in, her silver-white hair is as neat as ever. Faint streaks of red glint within the silver as they sway with her firm stride. Is the red supposed to be her eyes, or is there actually red in her hair somewhere? It's gotta be talking about her eyes, okay. Kevin couldn't stop the aircraft evacuating personnel. He'll keep tracking them. It's fine. Alpha glances toward the other end of the screen. 3 minutes until self-destruct. The data? Alpha plugs the cable drawn from the collar into the port at her own neck. Green light instantly starts flashing across her eyes. While Alva retrieves the data, Voimastina naturally takes a position beside her, keeping watch over the surrounding area. About 30 seconds later, Alva unplugs the cable with a look of dissatisfaction. Only part of it's cracked. The deeper layers aren't decrypted yet. And the encryption data on O43 is incomplete. But I did find some important information on Project Eden. Important information, possibly. Project Eden. A research project that the Gerard Group has recently made public. Seems to have involved using plants to regulate collapsed particle energy release? Voimastina frowns. Isn't that the same thing as remolding pattern? With Gerard's capabilities, the research shouldn't reach that level. The ones doing the real search work are those Paradius corpses. The Noida. Alpha glances at Chilvik's body on the floor, then returns her focus to the files. They genuinely seem to believe this research can bring them back from the dead. Paradius probably just wants their money and never fully disclosed the truth to the Gerard Group. But why is O43 mentioned in Project Eden? This looks like a recent revision. You can't see it? You don't know? Most of the contents are corrupted. What about the other files? There's no time to crack them. It's fine. We learned enough already. Have Kevin check all the locations connected to this base. Don't let those researchers get away. Send the copy data to Anna later. Have her decrypt what standard methods we can't read. Right. Hold on. Incoming call. Alva slings her gun behind her back and pulls the vibrating communicator from her tactical pouch. The sight of that communicator stops Voimastina in her tracks. She stands rooted to the spot and stares at it in silence. The communicator is like a Rubik's Cube. Alva aligns its pattern with a few twists and turns. With a soft click, a narrow seam cracks open and a thin beam of light spills out. Alva stares at the light in complete stillness, as if trying to decipher something. After a moment, she finally moves. Notify Mana. Have the transport take us to these new coordinates once we're out of here. New arrangements. Is she rejoining the team? Not yet. There's still a lot within the conglomerate that she needs to dig into. I miss her too. But we need to stay focused on the mission. Voimastina pauses, then finally asks, what did she say? The Gerard Group is showing signs of desperation. We need to go to Lviv and make sure things don't go wrong there. There? Namfa's operation. She wants us to monitor it closely.
我明白了。
Understood. I will. She talks quickly in very short sentences the whole time. Let's move. Giving no further response, Foimastina turns and heads towards the evacuation point with haste. Alva rubs the communicator tenderly with her thumb, then slips it back into her pouch. She shoulders her weapons and sets off as well. Following their departure, Chilvig's body on the floor begins to slowly melt, her once human-like face dissolving into a shapeless puddle. And then it blows up. The grotesque sight only lasts only a moment. Self-destruct to the base. Sun's gold. The forge heat of the sun casts down its scorching gaze, a path that all must traverse. Are we going to the beach? Dolls fight.
请问射击准备？这事还来得及。这事还来得及。预料之中的胜利。不过我认为还可以更加完美。
The laws of the world circle and turn, but ultimately return to harmony. As above, so below. Hey, back on our moving fortress. I wake up in bed. It's been a long time since I last slept this soundly for so long. Is this the captain or one of the dolls? Outside the window, daylight has long since broken. Driven by its preset autopilot program, the Elmo cruises methodically dawnwards. Its rhythm is monotonous and steady as the scenery of the Yellow Zone. After washing up, I head to the ops room early. Rose is on duty, monitoring the surroundings of the command console. When she sees me, she brews a cup of coffee and sets it in front of my seat, as she always does. So this is the commander guy. I nod to thank her, look over the navigation trajectory, then raise my head and ask. There shouldn't be any risks along the planned route, correct? No units capable of threatening the Elmo have been detected for now. I think the chosen trajectory is carefully considered. That's what I thought. Based on the projected intersections between our route and the legal air corridors, potential contact windows are in 7 minutes, 125 minutes, and 314 minutes. Then we'll proceed according to the plan. Understood. After a stretch, I go through the various tasks displayed on the terminal. The screen shows green markers representing several squads currently deployed on missions. They are proceeding in an orderly fashion along with their planned routes. The mission logs they transmit back indicate that everything is normal so far. Looks like everyone's missions are going smoothly. I open the task list and check a priority watch item named Zukuro Squad. After several days of travel, Springfield and Macchiato are drawing closer and closer to the destination. Satellite City, level 1 to 13, near Lviv. Even though the two dolls assigned to the mission are both highly reliable, when I think about all the attention we attracted back when the escort target was still aboard the Elmo, I can't help but worry about them. I activated the Elmo's comm systems, enter the code, and connect to Zukuro Squad's scheduled contact channel. Commander, good morning. You're just as punctual as ever. Morning. How is it? Has the journey been smooth? We haven't run into any trouble so far. However, we have reason to suspect that we might be under surveillance. Therefore, we found a way to disembark from the Intercontinental Railway train ahead of schedule and resupplied yesterday at a temporary supply point in the Yellow Zone. Our pace is slower than planned, but for the mission, it's the safer option. Macchiato is conducting the final checks and preparations now. Once ready, we'll transport the target to the designated city by truck. Road checkpoints are much less strict than along the Intercontinental Railway. We'll find ways to smooth things over. If all goes well, we should reach the scheduled handover point in 2 days. Well done. Escorting such a conspicuous target across most of the URNC must have been tough on you. Don't underestimate Miss Dandelion's VIP clearance. or the intelligence network that Zukuro has carefully cultivated over the years. That said, even with all our preparations, the journey has been unexpectedly smooth. Especially for a mission that involves traversing the entire Yellow Zone. The enemy who's most likely to intervene forcefully hasn't made a move at all. You mean the Paradius? Yes. I originally thought that was such a conspicuous target, we'd definitely counter them along the way. To prepare for an engagement, Macchiato has even brought along a lot of weapons that really aren't her style. But now it seems we may have worried too much. Even they wouldn't dare to do anything so openly on an intercontinental railway train. Still, don't lower your guard. They might be lurking around you. You're absolutely right. We'll stay vigilant. By the way, how is Helena doing? She's been under the protection of the defense system the whole time. Her condition has remained stable since boarding the train. When passing through road checkpoints, I'll hide her in the deepest part of the truck cabin. I've added an outer layer of camouflage. It should be enough to deal with the X-ray scans during inspections. I'll have trusted contacts handle the checkpoint procedures. Police policies seem to be tightening these past few days, but we should just about make it in time for the appointment with Miss Leva. Good. Stay in touch. The Elmo's also heading towards Lviv. We'll rendezvous with you there. Understood. Please be careful on your end as well. The cowl ends here. After hanging up, I finally feel a bit more at ease. The mission to escort Helena is proceeding smoothly, and the previous operations were all completed without major incident. Our fortunes finally seem to be improving. Hearing my remark, Groza pauses for a moment, then responds with a smile. Things have indeed been going more smoothly, Commander. But we still can't let our guard down. I know. Of course. Groza and I finish our task with remarkable efficiency. I lean back in my chair and stretch again as I listen to the lively chatter of the other dolls on board the MCV. The dolls currently stationed in the Elmo have finished their own work and seem to be gathered together chatting. As the conversations reach a particularly lively point, bits of their laughter and chatter occasionally drift into the ops room. Butterflies, silent whispers, never sleeping. So that's why you didn't sleep all night? That's Kralik and Nemesis bickering with each other. Miss Mei Ling, may I ask what kind of breakfast you prefer? Me? Sentorisi. I really don't know how her name is supposed to be pronounced. Sentorisi. Must be preparing breakfast for everyone. Really? Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Sheesh, do you have to wake me up this early? What time do you think it is? Get up and finish your shooting drill. Those voices, without a doubt, belong to Meki and Klukai. Maybe it's because recent events have been so turbulent, but this brief moment of calm respite feels strangely surreal. And yet, not long ago, I was just an ordinary bounty hunter driving the Elmo and drifting through the Yellow Zone. This kind of banal daily life should have been my reality. Is it because so many former companions are now aboard the vehicle? Besides Groza's team, there's also Squad 404, Sukuro Squad. I never imagined I'd be lucky enough to reunite with everyone again, safe and sound. Each reunion fills me with the relief of having survived disaster. But I do know this isn't the true reason for the nagging sense of surrealism. What shatters all illusions and drags me back to memories so heavy they stir my emotions whenever recalled, is none other than the fact that fateful confrontation with Paradius. Yes, Paradius. This evil force I nearly wiped out 10 years ago has appeared before me once again. 10 years of compromise brought neither stability nor even fleeting peace. It merely gave the enemy room to breathe, a chance to grow strong again. When I think about how they've been active right under my nose all these years, an uncontrollable anger wells up inside me. No, I will not allow this to happen, or rather, to happen again. At the very least, let me... Commander, the radar has detected a helicopter approaching the Elmo, altitude 300 meters, distance approximately 2 kilometers, bearing exactly matching ours. Looks like our guests have arrived. I switch to the external camera feed and adjust the focus to lock onto the helicopter. It's a brand new military helicopter, painted in the latest standard livery of the Neo-Soviet Union Army. The only jarring detail is the URNC emblem emblazoned on it. They're sending a comms request. It seems they want to land on the Elmo? Patch them through. Elmo, Special Operations Unit of the Non-Military Force Administration under the URNC. We request a brief stop aboard your vessel. Repeat, request a brief stop aboard your vessel. Let them come down.
是，已经接通战
Landing
位指令
guidance is established. Welcome aboard the Elmo. Nampha, take a deep breath and straighten my clothes. I've spent long enough psyching myself for this. This time I should be able to talk things through properly. Right. But as the thought crosses my mind, the courage I mustered falters slightly. I shake my head, trying to push away those unpleasant thoughts. Groza, I'll go receive our guests. Notify all dolls to remain on alert, but take no hostile action. Groza nods, then makes a small gesture of encouragement towards me.
指挥官，
You've got this, Commander.
你没问题的。
Right. Thank you, Shishi. I head towards the top deck. The helicopter promptly lands on the deck of the Elmo, but after touching down, the engines are not shut off. The rotors above continue spinning at high speed, signaling that this is only a brief visit. The hatch opens, an officer in a neatly pressed uniform strides down, followed by a figure I haven't seen in 10 years. Obviously, we opened the cabin and a new unit came out, because that's how the drawing system works in this game. His hair is grayer, and it's a dude, not a doll. His hair is grayer than I remember, the lines on his face deeper. Yet even after a decade apart, that distinctive presence makes him feel anything but unfamiliar. Long time no see, Commander. Krieger. Krieger. How do you say that? Kuriga? Kuriga? Kuriga sensei. Kuriga. Kuriga. Sounds like Kuriga. Give me 5 minutes. He speaks to the officer behind him. The officer nods and steps back towards the helicopter. Is seeing me really such a surprise? I thought... You thought Kalina would be the one coming, eh? Don't worry. You'll get to meet her soon enough. Sorry, sir. That's not what I meant. Krieger smiles and shakes his head. He glances at the helicopter, then turns back to me. Can we talk? We don't have much time. I look towards the soldier standing by the helicopter and more or less understand Kruger's intention. I nod to him and lead him further away. We walk to the edge of the top deck where we get a view of over the wasteland in the distance. The bitter smell of the air is much lighter than before. Sunlight falls on Kuriga's, outlining his figure clearly. He looks far older than he did 10 years ago. The wrinkles of the corner of his eyes are deeper. His temples completely gray. I know we shouldn't disturb you. Kalina's choice was her own judgment call. If it caused you any trouble, I apologize on her behalf. He talks pretty slow. Sir, please don't apologize to me. Besides, what she did means a great deal to me. Because of the task she entrusted to me, I was able to learn things that are very important to me. I understand. It is, after all, a matter that continues to gnaw at both our minds, something we can never let go. I will listen to that again. What they say, I wonder how that translates like directly. It's shortened by like probably half the sentence. I don't respond and simply wait quietly for Kluger to get to the point. I'll get straight to it. The recent doll insurgence in Odessa has caught the attention of the URNC upper echelons. I've obtained full authority to investigate the Gerard group. Kruger turns towards me. I don't think I need to explain. You already know with whom they've been backing behind the scenes, don't you? Paradis. Paradis. We've long heard rumors of the conglomerate colluding with Paradis. We've been tracking this case for over 2 years. It's time to end it. What's your plan? We've already gathered sufficient evidence, In fact, for Helena, which was previously handed over to you, is also a crucial piece of evidence. Calling that little girl evidence may make you uncomfortable, but she truly is the key. I'll be heading to Lviv tomorrow. After taking custody of O43, we'll submit the materials to prosecution. They've already filed a lawsuit with the High Court of the Eastern European Administrative Region, accusing the Orlick conglomerate of colluding with Paridius to conduct illegal experiments. Next, a public trial will be launched in Lviv against everyone involved. A public trial? Yes. Shouldn't everyone connected be detained directly? We're a law enforcement body, but we still need authorization before we can act. The litigation process alone will take at least a year. During that time, Paridius will certainly continue its experiments. And given the URNC's actual enforcement capacity, things may not improve in areas outside the controlled territories in the Yellow Zone, even after trial concludes. Procedural justice is something more important than guns. Once the conglomerate collapses, Paridius will lose its largest source of funding. That will destroy the foundation that sustains its operations. If our actions are limited to striking their bases, even if we destroy one experimental facility, who knows how many more they have hidden elsewhere. Even so, destroying Paridius' bases immediately would at least spare the people in nearby areas from harm. You're not wrong. I know you don't believe that persecuting those companies will solve everything. But this isn't 10 years ago. We must operate within compliance now. And there's more we can do through the rules than you might imagine. And some people can also escape the punishment they deserve through those same rules. I swallow the words that almost slip out and offer only a faint, bitter chuckle. Krieger catches my meaning. He bows his head slightly and decides to change the subject. Our field personnel are already in place. Sukuro Squad shouldn't run into any trouble on their escort mission. Kalina will rendezvous with them near Lviv to complete the final handover. Judging from the Elmo's course, you're heading to Lviv as well, aren't you? Yes. I ran into a small complication along the way and had to return to the Elmo. Now that it's resolved, I'll have to continue my mission and see it to fruition. I knew you'd say that. To thank you for your cooperation, I'll try to secure a status of some standing for you. Even if you remain in the Yellow Zone, things will be much easier for you. Thank you, sir. But you know me, I don't need that kind of thing. On one hand, our above-the-table approach can strike the root, but the process is too long. On the other hand, your approach is direct, but it can't solve the problem at its foundation. Once you have status, perhaps you can cooperate better with the non-military force administration. We can make up for what the others lack. I just need to remember non-military force administration, NOMFA. Mr. Kruger, I'll cooperate with the mission, but not for the sake of my status. I just hate Paridius. I only want Paridius to be completely eradicated. As long as that can be achieved, I don't care what method is used. That is to say, you should understand that it may not stop just because of certain reasonable justifications. Someone who acts this way probably shouldn't have any status in the first place. Kruger lets out a sigh. It seems that over these 10 years, you've changed, and yet you haven't. You've changed, and yet you're the same. Director, time's up. If we delay any longer, the travel log will. I'm coming. Before I go, there's something I want to ask. Go ahead, please. Why won't you let go of the past and start over? Because I can't bear standing on the side of what's wrong. That's an arrogant answer, Commander. I'm very sorry, sir. But who among those wanting to do something meaningful wouldn't give the same arrogant answer? This road will be lonely and dangerous. I'm already used to it, Mr. Director. We must leave. Kruger takes a small card out of his pocket. If you want to enter or leave, you'll still need a legal identity. Use this for now. I hesitate, still not reaching out. Come and witness how we bring those criminals to justice. I think Helena would want you to see the results she's worked so hard for. Krieger looks straight at me. There's a kind of force in his gaze. Much as I resist, I find myself taking the card in the end. He seemed to let out a quiet sigh of relief once he sees me accept it. If you need help, contact me anytime. Thank you. Shishi. Krieger turns to leave, but stops again at the helicopter door. Do you know what the most important thing we lost 10 years ago was? What we truly lost? Griffin? It was you. You were the commander. You the leader. I stand rooted to the spot, at a loss for how to react. On the deck, the helicopter is ready for takeoff. Krieger. Krieger removes the headset he has just put on and looks towards me. And I shout with all of my strength at a volume I believe can overpower the helicopter's engines. Whether or not we choose to go down the same path, you will always be the person I respect the most. Krieger smiles. See you and leave, Commander. The helicopter lifts off and quickly disappears into the sky. I stand on the deck for a long time, staring into the distance, thoughts surging. Perhaps I'm not the only one who lost a great deal because of the decision I made 10 years ago. Why is it no matter what choice is made, someone always ends up getting hurt? The emotions I once tried so hard to avoid surface again. I even regret not responding to him more warmly just now. I clench my fist and shake my head hard, forcing myself not to dwell on it. Now isn't the time to be tangled up in this. Lviv. I look at the card I just received. Will things really proceed as smoothly as Krieger says? I can't shake the feeling that something bad is coming. The purity of the moon's light cuts through the infinite darkness. Only by advancing can you arrive at the truth. Boo, 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 boo.
这不过是理应出现的结果。很遗憾，您没有再次尝试的机会。
I might as well do this real quick. The criteria of sacrifice lies in the martyr's pursuit. As a side gate primarily used to divert traffic from the central checkpoint, the queue for entering the city here isn't usually very long. But today, the entry security procedures seem especially cumbersome, causing a large number of civilians to pile up at this entrance. Guards stationed on both sides of the checkpoint hold their weapons at the ready, closely watching every moment within the line. Every movement, not moment. A transport truck bearing the Zucchero logo spray painted on its cargo compartment passes through the security gate. It waits in the inspection area for an inspector to carry out the review process. From the pedestrian line beside the truck, the voices of a family drift through a half-open window and into the doll's auditory module. Papa, are we almost at the Lviv? Yeah, once we get through here, our whole family can start a new life. In the green zone. Or at least in the city. That's great. I heard there are a lot of pretty dresses in the shops. We can buy new clothes. Big brother can get new textbooks for school too. The mother walks to the back of the group, gazing lovingly at her two children. She rests her hands on their shoulders, drawing them closer together. Springfield watches the family with a tender glimmer in her eyes. She is no stranger to scenes like this. Family is willing to overcome countless obstacles for a better life. Seeing the hope in the children's eyes, she can't help but smile. Although people ahead of them are being denied entry for one after another for various reasons, the father remains confident. To qualify for life in Satellite City, their families endured a long, point-based process and strict screening. He firmly believes nothing will go wrong. The transport truck finally reaches the inspection point. Springfield notices the fatigue and irritation in the inspector's eyes, along with faint, barely concealed arrogance. She lets out a quiet sigh, already foreseeing the possible obstruction. Please present your travel permit and cargo manifest. Springfield hands over an elegant folder, neatly containing various documents. On the inside is a food exchange voucher. Even in the green zone, such vouchers can still fetch a high price. These are all our documents. Thank you for your trouble. The inspector takes the folder, his gaze lingering on the voucher for only a second before he flips it open and begins reviewing the papers carefully. A doll, Once he confirms that he's speaking to a doll rather than a human, even his veneer of politeness disappears. Since you're a doll, you should have read the updated regulations from a few days ago. All doll serving groups, organizations, or individuals must register in advance and prepare a special work permit. And what you're admitted here is a business visa. Submitted a business visa, not a doll-specific work permit. But I'm not currently serving any group, organization, or individual. So you're an unaffiliated doll? My authorizations belong to myself. Please look here. Proof of identity. The inspector flips through the documents impatiently, confirming the truth of Springfield's statement. Another one of these. So what are you here for? I'm here to open a new branch of a cafe. There's some preliminary work to take care of. We already have one shop in operation and business has been fairly good, so we're planning to expand. A cafe run by dolls? Here, our commercial building's approval and operating license. Once the branch officially opens, you're welcome to visit and try our coffee and desserts. Our staff prepared a special signature cake just for you. I guarantee you'll be satisfied. The inspector ignores Springfield's invitation as he skeptically scans the supplementary documents in his hands. Meanwhile, behind him, the family in line is presenting their documents to another inspector. You certainly came prepared. What's in the truck? Just some ingredients and equipment needed to open the shop. They already passed a scan when we went through the gate. Would you like to see the cargo manifest? Leave it there, open cargo compartment too. I need to check it. You want to check the cargo compartment? Springfield's brow furrows slightly with concern. But it took long to get everything loaded and packed. Some of it's fragile. We also can't smuggle hell in. Then move faster. The sooner I'm done checking, the sooner you can load it back up. Nearby, the inspection of that family also runs into trouble. Let me explain again. Lydia is about to host an important summit. To prevent dangerous elements from slipping in, a single family permit only allows 3 people in starting this Tuesday. This notice is annotated under Chapter 8, Article 3 of the Entry Guidelines for the White Zone and surrounding key cities. Didn't you update your documents? Then, when will this regulation end? We can wait until martial law is lifted before entering. Who knows? 3 to 5 days, a month, or it could become permanent. That's rough. I understand how you feel, but this is out of everyone's control. You'll just have to accept your bad luck. Springfield watches the situation unfold with pity and concern. The mother's panicked gaze, the children's dejected made her heartache. She sighs softly, and turns her attention back to the inspector in front of her. Could you perhaps make an exception? Some of the ingredients inside aren't fully sealed. If the package is damaged, they won't be usable anymore. And if anything spills, cleaning it would be troublesome. I'd feel terribly sorry to make a mess for you. She reaches a small pouch from somewhere, preparing to slip it in the inspector's hands. But he merely gives it a cold glance and pushes it back towards her. Listen, Miss Doll, this trick of yours might have worked a week ago, but it won't fly now. Didn't you hear? In a couple of days, Livia is hosting an important summit. Lots of big shots are going to be gathering in the city, so we're actually being held to standard. If anything goes wrong here, I'll be packing my bags and getting sent back to Yellowstone Settlement. Those 2 collapsed pieces of yours wouldn't even be enough for me to pitch a tent. Stop wasting time. Just hurry up. Springfield puts the collapsed pieces away, maintaining her gentle smile. She subtly glances at her watch. I understand your difficulties. I'll cooperate with your inspection right away. Springfield opens the cargo compartment. Inside, layers upon layers of coffee beans stack. Sent baking ingredients are stacked neatly, with refined coffee machines and baking equipment secured on racks. The air is filled with the aroma of coffee and sugar. The inspector switches on his flashlight and shines it through the gaps towards the depths of the compartment. From the outside, it's pitch black, impossible to see anything clearly. What's in there? Just some unopened raw materials. Is that our coffin? Let's move those down. I'm gonna check. Going inside to check. Understood. Please wait a moment. Springfield efficiently unties the ropes securing the cargo, unloading sacks of coffee beans and flour one by one. She moves them carefully, ensuring the expensive beans and Zucro's specialty syrups don't spill onto the ground. As the items blocking the front are cleared away, a box covered with a waterproof tarp gradually comes into view. Is that what you're talking about? Raw materials? Yes. Some special port ingredients require careful storage. Open it up. No problem. Please wait a moment. I'll tidy things up. Springfield turns towards the depths of the cargo compartment, her hand lightly brushing against a device hidden among the goods. No matter what, she'll protect the mission target entrusted to her. Springfield glances around. Most of the nearby soldiers' attention is focused on the long line waiting outside the security gate. Meanwhile, the arguing and crying family inside the checkpoint also draws many eyes. She gently brushes her hair back. She soon receives a response on level 2. Are you done yet? I'm going in. All set? Springfield watches the inspector climbs in the cargo compartment, stepped over the burlap sacks, and slowly approaches the box deeper inside. And while he isn't paying attention, Springfield's already moved closer behind him. Alert, alert. A suspicious target has been detected near Satellite City Westgate number 3. All nearby personnel immediately close the security gates and coordinate the security forces to provide support. A suspicious target has been detected near Satellite City Westgate number 3. Repeat, all nearby personnel immediately close the security gates and coordinate with security forces to provide support. Springfield continues to smile. In front of her, the inspector, only a step away from opening the box, frowns impatiently and answers the beeping communicator's hand. What's going on at Gate 3? Sir, a gang of artists tried to smuggle contraband and it suddenly exploded halfway. We detained the suspects. There was also a kind of cargo mixed in. We need to quickly check for illegal items among those who already passed through. Got it. Coming right now. The inspector thinks for a moment, then hollers for Springfield. Where are you? Here we go. Springfield steps out from behind him. The inspector urgently points to the innermost cargo. Something happened outside, so count yourself lucky. Open those boxes. I'll take one last look, then let you go. Springfield's smile stiffens slightly. She adjusts her gloves and on her hands behind her back. All right. Instead of walking towards the box, she steps closer to the inspector. Just as she gets in a position ready to take action. Why the rush? Director, yes. Yes, I'll be right there. The inspector hurriedly jumps off the truck, not even sparing Springfield a glance, and himself a knockout. All inspections here are suspended for the day. Everyone, follow me to Gate 3 for support. What? But we've been lining up since dawn. Exactly. I need to get to the hospital to see my daughter. This is absurd. This is outrageous. Ignoring the surrounding complaints and curses, the security gate slowly closes. The soldiers responsible for security block the crowd, attempting to brush the gate, then begin assembling to head towards gate number 3. Springfield watches the gate behind her seal shut, leaving her and the truck stranded within the inspection area of the checkpoint. She can't help but sigh. A bit too close for comfort, wasn't it? I was hoping you could step in sooner. We just didn't want the cafe manager to think we're too meddlesome. Springfield reloads the cargo back into the truck. As she steps down, the barricade blocking the vehicle is instantly lowered, and the road ahead opens up to her. Springfield hops into the truck and starts the engine, her gaze falling once more to that family. In front of the truck, the family that had been beside her in line stands there helplessly. Springfield hesitates and issues a request through level 2. Let's help them out too. Just this once, okay? Springfield shoots the father a subtle look. Go on. But, what? Go, take the children and start your new life. As long as your family stays together, things will work out. Just then, the gate in front of the family opens as well. The couple freezes for a moment, then realize what Springfield's done for them. They bow deeply to her in gratitude and hurry through the gate with their 2 children. Springfield watches them leave, her eyes gleaming gently. May your future be filled with hope. What a kind soul. Now you have souls, I don't know. What a kind thought process. The last transport truck to pass inspection accelerates away from the checkpoint. After exiting the not very long arched passage, the once empty passenger seat is now somehow occupied by a figure. And she's back. You're such a meddler. Now you owe someone yet another favor. Macchiato props her chin on her hand glumly, clearly not in a very good mood. They were already here to help anyway. Helping a few more people takes barely any effort. They didn't have to step in at all. This isn't your fault, Macchiato. You did a splendid job creating a diversion. Exactly. I had the timing arranged so perfectly. Who could have guessed we'd run into such a stubborn inspector? Even in the green zone, there are pig-headed people like that. Leva? Don't just hack into other people's comms channel. Sorry. I was just checking whether our comms were secure. I just happened to overhear your conversation right after I finished. I wasn't eavesdropping on purpose. Cross my heart. Hope to die. Don't actually hope to die. Couldn't you have told us that you would open security gates directly? Well, tweaking city defense authorizations here and there isn't a big deal. But we still have to submit our operation laws, you know? We should try to keep as low a profile as possible. If it weren't for the fact that collateral damage was about to happen on Springfield's end, letting everything play out naturally would have been the best solution. Wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't it? Anyway, it's great that there are no unnecessary casualties. We're already close to Lviv now. From now on, everything will be a piece of cake. But the security measures around Lviv look more stringent than we expected. Miss Leva, what exactly is this technology summit they're preparing for? Oh, that. Your database should have information on the Gerard Group, right? As a leading giant in the tech sector, they regularly invite industry big shots to hold summits under the banner of academic exchange. Although a lot of this year's new research gets unveiled at the event, the grand finale is always the announcement of the Gerard Group's latest cutting-edge technological achievements. So even though it's called a technology summit, bringing together industry elites, it's really just the Gerard Group's annual show-off event. It's a, hey, come buy our product event. Even so, security measures at this level seems a bit overkill, don't they? Yeah, which makes it pretty obvious. The real purpose of ramping up security is to deal with us. To deal with Nomfa? The non-military faction alliance? If I remember correctly, the Non-Military Forces Administration should have pretty solid footing in Lviv, shouldn't it? Non-Military Force Administration. That's true. Otherwise, Kalima wouldn't have chosen this location. But the things have been shifting rather rapidly these days. The local administration has been getting less and less cooperative. As soon as Mr. Kruger arrived in Lviv, he was escorted straight to reception hotel designated by the Gerard Group. For now, his actions are restricted, but even someone as distinguished as the director of the Non-Military Force Administration probably wouldn't enjoy having to bring 2 bodyguards with him just to use the restroom. The bureaucracy here has been infiltrated by the conglomerate to this extent already. This is more complicated than expected. Looks like we need to act quickly. Miss Leva, although there are still a few hours left until the scheduled handoff, I'm worried that delaying any further might cause something to go wrong. Can we contact Lena now and proceed with the handoff? She's right next to me, actually. Leva's voice disappears for a few seconds. An early handoff's no problem at all. After all, we've already been waiting for you at the abandoned warehouse designated the exchange point. But first, we need to be sure. Don't worry, I promise we're not being followed. We've shaken off everyone who tried to track us outside the purification zone. As expected of the Zucchero's manager, the commander really made the right call trusting this mission to you. Then let's bring the handoff forward. I've received the coordinates on my end. Okay. See you in 20 minutes. Inside an abandoned warehouse at the edge of the satellite city. Two figures slip in through the warehouse's rear door. After confirming that the interior is secure, the human woman lowers the gun in her hand and nods to the doll beside her. Laia, check the surroundings one more time. Roger, do you think it's too quiet? Quiet is how it should be, but I just can't shake this uneasy feeling. Through her neurocloud, Leva runs through a full check of all cameras, detectors she deployed. Under their surveillance, no one can enter this place unnoticed. Everything is normal. Leva nods to Kalina. Kalina relaxes slightly, then picks up the radio and contacts the outside. Observation team, report the situation around. Observation team, detect no abnormalities. Confirm the thermal imaging scan again. Thermal imaging shows only our personnel in the area, no other heat sources. Stay alert. Rapid response team, report your status. Ready for combat at any time. Evacuation routes covered by our firepower. Awaiting instructions. Stand by and wait for further orders. Over. Yes, ma'am. Leva, something just feels off. Have you noticed anything unusual? No, everything looks normal. But that's exactly why I feel uneasy. Lena, give me a status report. The view from the rooftop's pretty nice, you know. Same conclusion as the others. The observation team on my end. Forget enemies. There isn't even an ant nearby. Want to switch positions with me? No need. You stay outside and enjoy the fresh air. You're always looking out for me. Help me scan the northwest sector again. I'm detecting a slight irregular connection signal. Can you locate the signal source? Running a full spectral scan? I'm not detecting a signal here. Nothing? What? Oh, I see them. It's Springfield. They haven't changed at all. Kalina glanced at the time. It matches exactly the time Lena and Springfield have agreed on earlier. She raised the communicator in her hand. Target entered the designated range. All security teams, move to level 1 alert. Let the transport vehicle come in. Outside the warehouse, the hum of an engine draws closer, then gradually comes to a stop. Did we not address the fact that she detected something and the other scan didn't? Gonna leave that? Leva and Kalina exchange a look and pull out the rolling shutter that covers the warehouse entrance. Once the vehicle stops, Springfield hops down from the driver's seat first. She gives Kalina a slight bow. Miss Kalina, sorry I kept you waiting. You've had a long trip. Did everyone go smoothly on the way? We ran into a bit of trouble, but thanks to everyone's help, all resolved in the end. Thank you for your hard work. We should have provided more support, but we ran into some thorny problems earlier and couldn't really spare the manpower. You're too kind. You've always taken good care of us all these years. This is the least we can do. It's just that the original route seemed to be under surveillance. Otherwise, it would have been safest for Macchiato and me to escort the target all the way to leave it for the handoff. Sensible idea. You've already done well. Leave the rest to us. Then we'll leave it in your hands. The commander is very concerned about this matter. Both about Helena and Paradius. Hearing Springfield's words, Kalina's expression grows grave. I understand. When I meet the commander, I'll explain everything from beginning to end. That would be for the best. While Kalina is conversing with Springfield, Leva looks past her towards the distance, as if confirming something. Meanwhile, Macchiato walks in and sets down the sealed container that had been hidden deep in the cargo hold. With a heavy thump, the container hits the ground, kicking up a thick cloud of dust. Every time I do this thing, I'm speechless. This box is seriously heavy. Even though it just contains a little girl, the materials used for containers' automatic defense systems are the real deal. Kalina steps closer to the container, but it suddenly starts to quiver. What's wrong? What's happening? That's the sign of the defense system entering alert mode. Did this happen at any point during the transport? No. Commander sorted out Macchiato's My Edification permissions before the transformation. Leva, try stepping back. Leva eyes the container warily with a frown. She follows Kalina's instruction and backs away. But the container continues to shake. How could this be? Leva looks up at her surroundings. Within her neural cloud, feeds from the cameras and scanners flash by rapidly. But whether in the outside world or within her neural cloud, the situation is the same. All is still and quiet. Yet this very stillness makes Leva highly incredulous. Through level 2 in her neural cloud, she senses a faint but persistent connection request still flickering. Are any of you sensing a nearby connection request signal? Request signal. Springfield looks at Macchiato in confusion. Macchiato shakes her head as well. Not sensing any request signal at all. If it were an enemy, they wouldn't be so brazen about it. There's only one possibility. Leva raises all the firewalls in her neural cloud to maximum. After a moment's hesitation, she accepts the request. Connection established, nothing happens. After a long while, a string of characters is transmitted. 66616C7365. A key? No. Hexadecimal encoding? False. Eva activates the key. In an instant, her neural cloud is assaulted by what feels like crashing waves. Her offensive firewalls immediately counterattack, but the opposing signal vanishes at once. The firewalls sever all connection interfaces, isolating Leva's neural cloud once more. Forcefully disconnected by the attack, Leva suddenly realizes something. She takes stock of her surroundings, only to find fully armed mechanical units all around them. What's happening? Leva immediately raises her hand and strikes the mechanical unit that had already approached the container. Cover, now! What's going on? Our level 2 has been breached. Wait, Kalina, you can't see them either? What am I seeing? Kalina looks around in confusion, but still draws her sidearm warily. In Leva's view, the mechanical units are drawing their weapons as well. Everyone, get down! Fire at the positions I've marked. Springfield and Macchiato immediately draw their weapons. Leva fires controlled shots to the enemy positions she can see, while the other dolls raise their guns and fire at the targets invisible to them. The mechanical units are hit precisely and collapse to the ground. Do you still have the Zener protocol? Macchiato and I both still have it, yes. Close your level 2 interface, connect with me via Zener protocol. Springfield and Macchiato do as instructed. The moment the connection is established, they too see the mechanical units on the ground sparkling. What? How did they get in? What are you even talking about? To think they could even mask them from a human's physical eyesight? Just, what is this? After the mechanical units are destroyed, the container finally stops shaking. Lena, have you spotted any enemies? Enemies? No. Connect to my remote control permissions. What about now? Now? Whoa. Why are there mechanical units everywhere outside? Kalina, what about the people we deployed out there? Observation team, respond. Rapid response team, respond. Can you hear me? No response over the radio. Who the hell are they? Eva, enemies are charging towards the warehouse. Fall back and regroup with us. Everyone is prepared to engage. They all have crazy suits. Crazy invisibility suits. What are all of these? I can't believe they got this close without me noticing. Against dolls, it's an electronic attacks. Against humans, probably something like hallucinogens or poison gas? I'm afraid it's something like that. I'm not worried about electronic attacks. I'm just afraid Miss Kalina's been hurt in some other way. Then let's wrap this up quickly. We'll take care of any other business after we take them out. Clearly Gerard Group's new units. Let's throw somebody else out here, just for fun. Get in there.
就算会受伤，聆听着千军万马之势吧。聆听着千军万马之势吧。行动，注意时间，细数你的罪恶吧。为您的轻率举动付出代价。敌人都干掉了吗？
Are the enemies dealt with? It seems to have quieted down. Suddenly, a series of noises come from outside the warehouse. Kalina frowns as she hears them. Those are PSA sirens. Outside the warehouse, the screech of vehicles braking hard can be heard, followed by multiple sets of footsteps drawing closer and closer. PSA of level 13. Drop your weapons immediately. Field personnel of non-military force administration conducting an active operation. You have no authority to interfere. And we're to take your word for it? Drop your weapons. We must verify your identities. If you refuse, we'll launch an assault. From the extremely forceful tone, it's clear they are prepared to attack at any moment. Kalina signals Leva to stay calm. They're from the PSA. We can't just open fire on them. Looks like the first strike failed, so now they're switching to underhanded tactics. They can't easily move against us either. Let's see what they're up to and play it by ear. Kalina gestures to the other dolls, who quickly move to conceal their container holding Helena in a hidden corner. I call for reinforcements. Our people arrive within 15 minutes. Let's hope we can hold out that long. Kalina nods. She's clear her throat and calls out towards the outside. We've lowered our weapons. You may enter. PSA officers, please enter the warehouse, conduct your inspection. There may be senior officials of the URNC inside. Please escort them to me courteously. Understood. Armed PSA personnel enter the warehouse. Kalina raises her hands and presents her credentials. I am Level 2 Consular and Regional Security Supervisor 3rd Sub-Bureau under the Non-Military Forces Administration, currently carrying out a special field operation. What operation is that? You don't have the authority to know. Under Kalina's imposing sense of presence, the armed officer doesn't dare act rashly. He takes the credentials, flips through them, and hands them to someone who appears to be the team leader. The person walks off and passes them to another indistinct figure in the distance. The moment she enters Kalina's field of view, Kalina's nerves snap taut. The one that's standing before her is not a human, but a meticulously dressed third-gen doll. Her suit is perfectly tailored, like a highly trained senior butler from a noble estate. Her every move radiates elegance and composure. She inclines her head slightly, examining Kalina's credentials with near reverent courtesy. Her fingers fluid and graceful, turns the page slightly. Then she looks up, a gentle and polite smile on her lips, while her eyes resemble fine porcelain displayed in an old mansion. Flawless on the surface, but hiding something deeply unsettling within. Command Counselor of the Non-Fed Administration, please accept my sincerest apologies for receiving you in such a manner. Truly disgraceful. You're certainly fast and polite. Efficiency and elegance are virtues that naturally complement one another. As a standard of next-generation etiquette, we always strive to integrate the two perfectly in order to provide the most attentive service. The music they added for this is kind of, I don't know, good, but unsettling. Her voice is rich and smooth, her tone refined and courteous. Yet this near-perfect politeness carries an irresistible sense of authority. Surely the Public Security Administration doesn't have a doll as high-end as you in their ranks. You have a keen eye. I'm indeed not a doll registered in the PSA, but here in support capacity. The doll gives Kalina a slight nod. Please allow me to introduce myself. I am Special Representative of the Gerard Group responsible for security affairs in Lviv and the surrounding region. You may call me Igla.
我是吉拉尔集团负责利沃夫及周边地区安全事务的特别代表，您可以称呼我为真。
I was just informed that there have been some unusual activity in this area. You should be aware that the Gerard Group has also undertaken security operations for the cities around Lviv, so we can hardly ignore the PSA's request for assistance. Additionally, with the upcoming summit placing higher demands in Lviv, I felt it necessary to personally lead a team here to assess the situation. Based on our preliminary observations, it appears that a rather intense conflict has taken place here. Perhaps you'd be willing to share what you witness? After all, maintaining peace is the goal we share. Check something real quick. Okay, turn this. Okay, that's just... What? For whatever reason, it started getting really loud in my own ears, but it seems like it's not actually picking it up on the system, so it's fine. Igla's gaze rests gently yet intently on Kalina, then casually sweeps towards the corner behind her. That seemingly idle glance feels as though it sees straight through everything. Her smile never wavers, polite and composed, yet exerting invisible pressure. As you can see, Namfa's carrying out its assigned task. We are suddenly attacked by unknown mechanical units, but fortunately, our field personnel repelled them. What an unfortunate incident. Igla inclines her head gracefully, offering a perfectly measured gesture of apology, as though expressing regret for an inconvenience she did not cause. Her expression remains impeccably pleasant, save for the intense focus in her eyes, like a predator locking onto its prey. Upon closer thought, I can't help but notice an interesting coincidence. The attack seems to have had a very specific target. Igla looks towards the spot, the very place where the container is hidden. As a security officer of the Non-Military Forces Administration, I'm sure you're aware that firing weapons within a satellite city is a serious matter. And even more serious than gunfire, the covert entry of hazardous items that could threaten regional security into the heart of the city. Although this may displease you, my duties require me to conduct an appropriate investigation into you and your subordinates. Please come with me. Additionally, necessary for us to thoroughly inspect this area for any potential dangerous items. I trust you, One-Eyed. You have no authority to investigate us or to inspect this area. Namfa's mission is still ongoing. Now that you know we are on duty, please leave immediately. I'm afraid that won't be possible. Even if I were willing, the PSA officers cannot simply ignore suspected illegal activity within our jurisdiction. Though we belong to different departments, for the sake of the city's safety, I must ask that you follow the proper procedure and cooperate with law enforcement to avoid unnecessary losses. Procedurally speaking, the local PSA has no authority to enforce the law against the counselor of the Non-Military Forces Administration, and as an outsourced security, you have even less. If you truly crave authority that much, submit an investigation request through Chief of Lviv. You will have my unconditional cooperation immediately. I must be frank, This confrontational attitude of yours brings no benefit whatsoever. Igla raises a hand slightly. Surrounding PSA officers immediately raise their guns. The dolls raise theirs in response. Oh my. How very surprising. Igla turns her gaze towards Leva, who smiles back while leveling her gun at Igla. You don't seriously believe that just because you're a 3rd-gen doll, you can overpower us Nampa dolls, do you? I'm not quite sure what you mean. You're quite the joker. We all know you want to fight. Beneath their smiles, countless streams of light flash through their eyes. Within Leva's level 2, a signal source at a point-blank range attempts to forcibly connect to her neural cloud. Massive amounts of data crash violently against Leva's defensive firewalls. The signal source launches high-speed, high-density attacks against all reports, but the key activated earlier provides Leva with a complete decoding logic, allowing her to dismantle those lethal viruses within the limits of processing power. I'd advise you, Miss Special Representative, not to act ricely. Let's leave aside the fact that we could take you out even if you strike first. If anything happens to Counselor, the Gerard will probably get plowed into the ground and turned into next year's fertilizer. Are you sure that'd be acceptable? Igla frowns slightly, then resumes her original smile and addresses Leva. You're also quite the jokester. Of course we wouldn't act rashly. However, you did remind me of something important. The Counselor should indeed take good care of her health. If something happened to her, we wouldn't be able to shoulder responsibility. Igla casts a meaningful look towards Kalina. Leva's gaze is drawn there as well. Kalina keeps her gun trained on Igla, but suddenly her chest heaves. Coughs several times and collapses into an uncontrollable, violent coughing fit. She covers her mouth and nose, but blood spills through her fingers and drips onto the ground with each cough. I've been poisoned! Oh dear. The Counselor appears to be suffering from acute radiation sickness. If she doesn't seek treatment soon, the damage might be irreversible. You know that. Kalina drops weakly to one knee, but immediately raises a hand to signal she can still hold on. I'm fine. My immunity is still pretty strong. Bracing herself against her knee, she forces herself back up, wipes the blood from her corner of her mouth, and raises her gun at Igla. Even if I die here, I won't be leaving. Igla shows the same confident smile as before. She bows slightly and gestures for the other armed personnel to lower their weapons. Then let's wait a little longer. Suppressing the urge to shoot the wench named Igla in the face right there and then, Leva rapidly calculates how to eliminate every enemy present as quickly as possible. They've cunningly deployed human and armed personnel, all wearing full coverage helmets. There's no telling what's been released into the air. As for Igla herself, just defending against her electronic attacks is already taxing. Crippling her through electronic warfare is nearly impossible. Judging from the PSA setup, they must have prepared for non-flood reinforcements. The chances of non-flood reinforcements reaching this place in 15 minutes are smaller than her winning the lottery. And Kalina clearly can't hold out in the current condition. She already has a history of Elid. Her life will be at risk if this continues. And an explosion. While Leva's neurocloud is racing, a massive explosion suddenly erupts deep within the warehouse. Almost simultaneously, the dolls all look towards the same spot, the location of the container, now shrouded in smoke. Looks like the real guests arrived. Igla doesn't hesitate for a second, abandoning the doll she's been facing moments ago, immediately rushes towards the explosion. Kalina tries to follow, but her legs give out and she collapses. Leva rushes to her side at once, trying to help her up. Kalina pushes her away and issues an order. Don't worry about me. Go after her. Eva shoots a furious glare at the PSA personnel Igla is left behind and roars at them. Call an ambulance now. If anything happens to the Counselor, it'll be your heads rolling. Yeah, you're right. Thrown into chaos by the sudden explosion and Igla's departure, the PSA officers fall in disarray. Their leader starts calling for medical support over the radio. Lena, take Kalina to the hospital. Manager, please help protect Kalina. On it. Leave it to us, we got it. Leva gives Kalina one last look, then dashes towards the site of the explosion.
这不过是理应出现的结果。很遗憾，您没有再次尝试的机会了。
Voimistina sprints at full speed with the container slung over her shoulder. The box is shaking violently. She clamps it tightly with her arm to keep it from slipping free. Alva runs alongside her, but unlike Voimistina, she keeps her head down, continuously working on the terminal in her hand. I question the decision we just made. It was bad. Alva doesn't look up, her fingers still flying across the terminal. You mean when Nympha was attacked? The timing was bad. We shouldn't have intervened. That was my initial thought as well, which is why I helped Leva. Facing a third-gen doll puts enormous pressure on her. That key ensures she won't be crushed outright, though. But even so, they failed to uphold their responsibility. The terminal emits a crisp unlocking chime. The container on Voimistina's shoulder stops quivering. Alva finally turns to look at Voimistina. Although this container wasn't part of our original mission, the Nympha has already lost effective control over it. If this continues, the Jaguar group will change to 043, hell no. That's an unacceptable risk. So we have to change the plan. I don't understand. You didn't disclose the full plan to me. Alva lets out a quiet sigh. I'm sorry, Voimistina. You're right. I didn't explain it clearly. This was her request. 043 must not fall into the hands of any conglomerate. Not a single one. We still don't know what role 043 plays in Project Eden. Nor do we understand the project's full scope. She has been active inside the Draw Group for a long time, yet still uncovered nothing. So now we can only rely on ourselves. That's why, in addition to the mission, we need to take her back. Neil will conduct a comprehensive examination. Maybe they'll find some clues. Only then can we determine how far Paradia's schemes has truly progressed. Carrying this container significantly reduces our chance of completing the mission. Perhaps we should find an opportunity to return it to Nympha. No. Can Nympha not be trusted? I trust Miss Kruger and I trust Kalina, but I can't say the same for the rest. If the URNC truly were trustworthy, we wouldn't have broken away from this stat sec in the first place. Yep, that's true. Understood. The Gerard group is almost done for, but it still possesses capacity to cause enormous damage. Even though Miss Kruger has done everything he possibly can, I'm still concerned that Nympha's plans veer far beyond what they anticipate. If instability rests within Gerard, the situation will become irreversible. Voimistina pauses slightly, then nods and says no more. The silence between them carries an unspoken mutual understanding. In the distance, the sound of running engines and footsteps draws closer. Looks like the enemy's catching up. I'll prepare the vehicle. Give me the container. I'll just hold you back. Yes. We rendezvous at the exact traction point. Understood. Mission understood. Voimistina watches Alva leave, then silently she turns in the opposite direction, checks her weapons, and runs towards the enemies. The enemy's closing in. Marionette doll. Yeah, my throat's all dry.
各位，射击准备。不躲开吗？就算会受伤，也能听着千军万马之誓吧。行动，注意时间，细数你的罪恶吧。不躲开吗？就算会受伤，射击。
After taking down the last pursuer, Voimistina scans her surroundings. Once she confirms the area is secure, she prepares to relocate. What's that? Third-gen doll, probably? Just as Voimistina is about to move, a razor-sharp gaze, one that seems to pierce through every electromagnetic disturbance in the battlefield, locks onto her like a precision-guided weapon. Her instincts trigger instantly. Before conscious thought can catch up, her body pivots. In 0.1 seconds, her right hand draws her MP443 tactical pistol, the muzzle snapping precisely towards the source of that gaze. At that very moment, Voimosina's systems experience a rare stall. She stands in an open tactical zone deliberately chosen to maximize attracting enemy fire while ensuring clear line of sight for battlefield control. Her first assessment is that the enemy has deployed a sniper team for long-range suppression, but her wolf's eye full-spectrum scan detects no thermal signatures or electronic traces of conventional weapons. Yet her intuition has never been wrong. Tempered through countless battles, it's become an integral component of her combat system. She raises her head slightly. Wolf eyes automatically shifts to maximum magnification, piercing the night's mist to lock onto a distant target. On the edge of the battlefield, over a kilometer from the engagement zone, atop a high rise overlooking a warehouse district, a slender figure stands in silence. Even with Wolf Eye, Voimosina must run the system at full power to clearly capture the figure's image. It's a woman dressed in an elegant, masculine, formal suit, poised, graceful, with neatly styled short hair and movement that radiates near perfect refinement. Her gaze greets Voimosina's across the battlefield. Voimosina maintains her firing stance. Rationale analysis tells her a standard pistol is meaningless at this range, yet a more primal combat instinct refuses to let her lower her guard. Across such an immense distance, every sensor in her body simultaneously enters maximum weight, a phenomenon she has never experienced before, not even when she infiltrated Avernus alone. Her combat instincts scream a single conclusion: this person's a genuine threat. As if sensing Voimosina's wariness, the elegant woman tilts her head slightly and saying something that fully armed operative beside her. Through her wolf eye, Voimosina sees the operative salute, open a specialized case, and respectfully present it to the woman. With a flick of her wrist, the equipment is revealed in full. A Tesla spear, forged from a special ultra-high density alloy, its surface glinting coldly. Such weapons are typically ceremonial ornaments, not tools of actual combat. But in the next instant, the woman's movement sends every one of Voimosina's senses screaming. She grips the spear gracefully, spins it in a motion as fluid as a dance, and something utterly unbelievable happens. Holding the spear in one hand, she leans back slightly, with a flawless throwing posture, hurls it towards her at over a kilometer away. The air shrieks as the spear tears through it like a silver bolt of lightning, traveling at armor-piercing round velocity across an inconceivable distance. Voimosina's systems calculate hundreds of evasion patterns, but her body makes a different choice. She holsters the pistol, lowers her center of gravity, and precisely catches the spear in midair with her right hand. Kabang! Boom. The colossal impact forces carves deep grooves in the ground beneath her boots, sending her skidding several meters before she stabilizes. The ground surface fractures under a force, cracks spreading outward like spiderweb. This is not a power a normal human can unleash, nor an impact a standard T-Doll could withstand. Voimosina looks down at the spear in her hand, etched delicately along the shaft with a single line of text. Looking forward to making your acquaintance, Igla. Comms. Snow Wolf now at the rendezvous point. White Mastiff, report your position. White Mastiff's en route. Over. The call ends. Voimosina lifts her head and looks towards the distant buildings. A dull numbness pulses through her wrists. The impact was too much even for the components in her arm. A sensation she had never experienced before surged within her, a sense of inevitability, like two planets being drawn together by gravity, destined to collide in a spectacular catastrophe someday. However, the elegant woman in menswear has already vanished in the night, as if she was never there at all. The night wind is bleak, only the heavy spear in Voimosina's hands proves what just happened was reality.
出色的指挥，长官，让我来弹奏一曲庆祝胜利吧。
Hey, Paul. Oh boy. I don't think my throat's gonna hold out. It's a long story. I need to order food soon. Or cook. Ooh, they're closed at 8 o'clock.
我想要帮助大家，为您的亲善举动付出代价。出色的指挥，长官，让我来弹奏一曲庆祝胜利吧。
Dun, 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 dun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. I've only read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, minus 2, about 5. I read about 5. Tree of Life, the moment when heaven and earth meet. Foosh, boom! Okay, can I make it do that again? A dull sound tears through the air, and a blazing fireball blooms in the night. A jeep racing down a narrow road is struck to head-on by a precision-guided rocket. The shockwaves throws out a ring of heat, shattering all the nearby windows. Damn it! Who authorized heavy artillery? Headquarters explicitly stated urban combat restriction protocols. The target item is rated A+. Any damage results. At least we can cut off their escape route. Wait, scan shows the vehicle interior is empty? Bang, 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 bang. Some kind of machine gun or just rapid fire shots. Just then, a string of precise gunshots cuts off the security team's mission. Alvo and Messina appear simultaneously from cover 3 blocks away. They're covered in light dust and scorch marks, yet their combat efficiency remains completely unaffected. Their perfectly coordinated crossfire suppresses the entire pursuit squad. The private armed security force bearing the Gerard Group insignia clearly did not anticipate this. Task Force Defy has not only evaded circlement, but has already completed a counter-maneuver, turning from prey to ambusher. Keep moving. Don't stop. Urban surveillance systems are locked onto our signature. In 7 minutes, Gerard's 3rd heavy blockade unit will reach the outer perimeter of the combat zone. Do we execute the contingency plan? Yes, switch to plan B. Disrupt their deployment as much as possible. When that's done, proceed to the 2nd extraction point. Keep the channel open. If not, I've notified support unit. Without wasting a breath, Alva gives a slight nod and swiftly adjusts her comms to standard encryption mode. She then shoulders the capsule containing the critical cargo and leaps nimbly into a gap amidst the dense architecture of Leave's screen zone. Her figure melds into the neon-lit steel jungle, vanishing into the night in an instant. Queen Messina remains where she is, deliberately exposing her movements to every surveillance system. She is the decoy, the core executor of the diversion. The night in the satellite cities around Leavish should be lively and bustling. Colorful neon lights illuminated the commercial streets lined with buildings that blend Eastern European tradition with modern design. This place should be packed with nightlife seekers and tourists, mocking those who struggle desperately just to survive. Yet now the streets are completely deserted, as if the entire city had been evacuated by some invisible force. Boy Messina looks up directly at the armed helicopter flying towards her. The searchlight of the light tactical chopper illuminates her figure in stark clarity. On this empty battlefield, she stands like an unshakable mountain, awaiting the coming storm. Fling! Whoosh! And another explosion. Target hit. The helicopter's side gunner excitedly confirms the hit. The launcher, still smoking in his hand, gives proof to his precise strike. Maintain altitude, deploy ground teams for battlefield confirmation. Watch the surroundings, her allies may still be lying in ambush. Wait, what's that? The thick smoke and dust from the missile explosion blanket the entire area. Combined with the turbulent heated currents among the buildings, infrared imaging is nearly useless. Just the helicopter descends to deploy the confirmation team. Come. A violent, unnatural gale erupts from the center of the smoke. A dark shadow rockets upwards, breaking free of gravity's pull. The figure is still wreathed in lingering smoke, like a Valkyrie from myth taking flight. That's impossible. A hand seeming clad in steel clasps firmly onto the landing skid. The immense force tilts the entire helicopter to one side, its frame emitting a dangerous metallic screech. The enemy's on the helicopter! And kabang. Boy Messina hauls herself into the cabin and immediately delivers a precise, crushing punch that sends the nearest armed operative flying out of the open hatch. Fully equipped tactical soldier is hurled hundreds of meters away, vanishing into the night like a feather. And he dead. The helicopter crew consists of 13 tactical elites, all specially trained to counter high-performance Sea-Dolls, veterans of two-person coordination squad combat. In addition, 4 non-biometric droids are deployed inside the cabin. Mechanized combat tools more efficient than humans, executing orders with absolute merciless precision. Their weapons all lock onto Wavecina before the humans can react. However, faced with a true difference in power, even the finest training, the most flawless coordination, and the most advanced equipment are nothing more than meaningless numbers. Blades slice through the arteries and cables at extreme proximity and speed. Weapons clatter to the floor before a single shot can be fired, along with the bodies that have grown limp. When the pilot turns at the sound behind him, his eye falls on the bodies strewn across the cabin, and a T-Doll standing at the entrance, making a silencing gesture. Wavecina gives the pilot one last look. When she's certain he won't attempt anything dangerous, she leaps from the helicopter and continues circling at low altitude. She lands solidly on the rooftop of a mid-rise building. The impact fractures the concrete, yet she merely bends her knees slightly to absorb the force before straightening once more. She has deliberately spared the pilot to prevent the helicopter from crashing out of control and causing unnecessary civilian casualties. Even though this exposed her position, DeFi has its own principles. Besides, her current mission is to draw attention to create space for Alva and the extraction team, not to execute everybody. Drones airdrop combat droids near Wavecina, but both the enemy and she herself knows nothing more than a show. Super shields. There she is. The elegant T3 doll. 3rd generation, what do I call it, fencer? At last we meet, AK-15. Your reputation precedes you. It is truly an honor. I hope you like this welcome gift. Please grace me with the demonstration. Show me the power of the strongest from the previous generation. Come, let's fight. Hey, I should go to a movie? That's awesome. Having a movie show how unnaturally fast they move is just great. That was awesome. Love that. Yeah, it definitely feels... That's great. Seeing the dolls do unnatural human movements at speeds like that is exactly how it should be. Amidst the wreckage, Igla surveys the site of devastation, lifting a hand to her head and rolling her neck. Lady Igla. I must admit, reading Ledger AK-15 in this manner has been quite an enlightening experience. Though the outcome is somewhat regrettable. What? What do you mean? Squad after squad of Gerard's armed security forces rapidly encircled the area, professionally raising their weapons and establishing a perimeter. In fact, these units have been observing the entire battle from a safe distance, but after witnessing a confrontation that defies comprehension, not a single person dared to intervene. If this were an ordinary firefight, some brave soldiers might have approached the battlefield, but the clash between Igla and Voimensina has already exceeded the boundaries of conventional combat power. The suffocating exchange of force compels every combatant present to wisely choose observation over interference. Prepare a new formal effort for me. If possible, I prefer the same kind. I like this style. Also, please deliver the complete battlefield data log and loss assessment report to my office within 2 hours. Igla's voice is smooth and velvety, her phrasing polite and refined, yet carrying an elegance and authority that brooks no refusal. She inclines her head slightly and offers her subordinates a proper smile, as though they are merely attendants at a salon. Perhaps it's because she fully understands the nature of her own power that she does not reprimand those who fail to provide support. Instead, she shows a hint of approval for their wise decision to keep their distance. Igla pinches the slightly damaged cuff of her sleeve, her movement focused and graceful. She extracts a pristine white handkerchief from her breast pocket and gently wipes the remaining blood from her cheek, as if powdering her nose at a banquet. Her gaze drifts to the steel spike in the ground, stained with her own blood, while the flawless on her lips never falters. If I may ask, where are our guests now? Yes, ma'am. The 2 target dolls are still fleeing. They seem to have entered an underground facility. We've lost their precise location. I see. Igla narrows her eyes. So their objective was never escape. Although she admits the encounter has been an enjoyable diversion, she must also concede that she has no time to continue playing games with the 2 from D5. Recall the security forces to headquarters. Everyone is coming back with me. Was that not clear enough? Yes. Understood. All that ruckus and you still didn't catch them? Just as Eagle is about to issue orders to pursue, a female voice tinged with unmistakable mockery suddenly comes from nearby. The small figure steps slowly out of the shadows, entering the glow of the streetlights. Eagle looks slightly surprised. She hasn't sensed the approach of this doll at all. Miss Leva. Please forgive my surprise, but I thought you'd be staying on Miss Kalina's side at this time, to ensure her safety. I'm not a medical doll. Instead of standing around doing nothing, I'd rather do something more important. Something more important. Igla tilts her head slightly. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. For example, making someone pay a certain dollar obstructed the URNC's agencies in carrying out their duties and deliberately injured an important official. Oh my, as the guardian of this city, the Jar Group will naturally spare no effort in helping you bring this unscrupulous doll to justice. Please provide me with sufficient evidence, and I will devote the greatest possible resources to accomplish this important matter. Oh, there will be evidence. All in good time. As a field doll of the Non-Military Forces Administration, I'll be conducting an investigation here. I trust you won't object. By all means. Igla makes a polite gesture, clearly uninterested in further entanglement with Leva. If you have no further instructions, I should take my leave and continue arranging the encirclement of our potential threats. Oh, that reminds me. Just as Igla turns to leave, Leva speaks up again, her mocking tone not carrying a hint of threat. About the group that launched the initial surprise attack on us? They don't seem to be affiliated with these 2 potential threats. Do you happen to have a guesses on who they might be? Lady Igla? Thank you for your intel. I will see to the investigation. I will ensure that not a single criminal escapes Lviv's justice. Igla gives Leva one last look, then bows to excuse herself before turning away. Her silhouette, elegant as ever, quickly melts into Lviv's nightscape. Bastard. After confirming the Igla and her forces have withdrawn, Leva swiftly drops the mocking expression on her face. She then looks towards the direction where Voimensina and Alva disappeared. So it really was them. DeFi. Just what are you trying to do?
出色的指挥。
They're trying to defy the order, obviously.
让我来弹奏一曲，庆祝胜利吧。
Dun, 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 dun. I am Venom, Libation, and Anti-Agathic. What? Is that a word? Is that a real word? Anti-Agathic. The term anti-agathic refers to substances or drugs that prolong life, particularly in a science fiction context. Coined by James Bush in his Cities of Light series, it designates drugs that prevent death or extend life, often used to achieve immortality for long space flights. The word is derived from the Greek word agathos, meaning good, which has been mistakenly associated with thanatos, meaning death. Anti-agathic. Substances or drugs that prolong life, particularly in science fiction context. Okay. Well, that's new to me. You're a poisonous drink, and also a drug that prolongs life. I'm gonna order food real quick. How long is it gonna take, I wonder? Mute this mic. Oh, never mind, they close at 9. I thought they closed at 8 for some reason. I can still wait a little bit longer then. Let's see. 3 more to go. After spending some time on the deck of the Elmo getting some fresh air, I head back to the ops room. The dolls who've been watching the spectacle through the glass earlier have already vanished without a trace, leaving only Mei Ling in the hangar servicing the drones. She waves to me in greeting as I come in. Groza can probably tell that I'd rather be alone. After brewing me a cup of coffee, she says she's going to inspect the goods freshly delivered by the underground brokers and excuses herself. Groza's the best. I take a sip of coffee and sit down at the command console. I take out the card I received earlier and glance at the route displayed on the console. There's still half a day before we reach Liviv's satellite cities. Lately, I've been leaving the Elmo again and again, and every time, nothing good ever comes of it. Dinergate! With a sigh, I toss the card aside, clasp my hands behind my back, and look up. At some point, a flying Dinergate has already come to hover above me. Holy moly. Holy shit. Commander, why do you look so troubled again? Dandelion, don't scare me like that. I thought you'd be in a super good mood, having just finished catching up with Kruger. And how did you arrive at that conclusion? Well, look. The Dynagate flies over to the card on the desk, circles it once, and starts projecting Dandelion's image. This is the highest tier identification pass in the Liva region. With this card, you can go anywhere unimpeded. Even if you're armed to the teeth and accompanied by T-dolls, no one would dare inspect you. I didn't know such passes were even a thing. Plenty of officials need unrestricted access. No one wants to be searched routinely. Can I take a look at that card? I raise the card, a scanning beam shines through the Dynagate's eyes and rakes over it. This card contains 20 anonymous unrestricted access identities? A reservation for a presidential suite at a 5-star hotel in Lviv? And electronic keys to several buildings around the hotel. 5-star adventure time. Kruger really understands you. He's already arranged your entire itinerary for you. After all, without weapons or dolls, you probably won't even dare step off the Elmo. Oh, shut up. You're right, but shut up. I wave my hand dismissively, shooting the bothersome Dynagate aside. I peer at the card and think about what Kruger said to me earlier. Things really aren't what they used to be. Bounty hunters can't change anything if they only ever stay in the yellow zone. If I had greater authority, maybe the dolls around me wouldn't need to risk themselves. And we could handle more, bigger problems than before. But still, even with Kruger and Kalina on my side, I find that Namfa and the URNC as a whole repulsive. Especially that man. I recall that final phone call I had before leaving Griffin, and the frustration and anger start creeping back in immediately. Dandelion studies my expression, tilts her head, and decides to say something. Speaking of Lviv, I've continued analyzing the data we gathered from the underground research facility in the Yellow Zone. Do you want to hear it? Oh. Go on. The people underground were subject to many atrocious acts. By cross-referencing databases, corresponding cases can be found in past law enforcement archives. This indicates that these experiments have been going on for a very long time. Of course, the most valuable information to us is that, according to the downloaded data, the test subjects and procedures were systematically categorized, and this categorized data was periodically transmitted externally towards several fixed nodes, places we can investigate. Can those nodes be traced? Oh my. You know how this underground brokers' information relay service work? They go through millions of transfers and layers of obfuscation. For ordinary people, tracing them back would be extraordinarily difficult. But you're no ordinary person, are you? You're a super server hacker. Hacker AI system. Just as I expected, Dandelion smiles in satisfaction. She quirks an eyebrow and goes on with the pride. Naturally. Even the URNC cyber intelligence agencies would need at least a year or two to craft protective at that level. But I cleverly reallocated some computing power from Heli while handling another project. So it only took a few days. Huh? Is that okay? It's not a big deal for me, no. For the moment, it's fine. Anyways, I've traced all of the data aggregation nodes to something called Project Eden. And that project directly points to its developers and financiers. Gerard Group, here to support evil. And the Gerard Group's headquarters happens to be in Lviv. Based on this trace, we can assume that the Gerard Group is cooperating with Paradius in undertaking experiments related to Helena and Bujums. Those giant monsters. I don't think the Gerard Group alone has the capability to pull off everything involved in those experiments. Besides Gerard, another entity known as Checked Favin keeps appearing in the data. Although far less frequently than Gerard, from what we've found, Checked Favin's strength surpasses Gerard's by far. Another mega corporation that's even stronger? Okay. Given the current situation in Lviv, Gerard may just be an outer shell,
套在外部的保护壳。
a disposal one that looks ready to be abandoned at any time. So, is this the group that's actually making the third generation dolls? I wonder. Gerard is just a scapegoat. So the public trial read by Nomfa has little real significance in dismantling Paradius? Not necessarily. Gerard is the main hub to fund circulation, after all. Taking them down is like severing a major artery.
掐断他们一根大动脉。
Besides, without white gloves to handle execution, Paradius efficiency will drop significantly.
的效率会下降不少。
That's not a bad result for us. Not a bad thing. Uprooting even one accomplice is better than no change at all. So, what do you plan to do next?
指挥官，您准备怎么做？
Your choice, Commander. I rest my chin on my hand and nod slightly. Maybe things really are moving in a better direction. Maybe it's also time for me to make some changes. Help me gather information on Lviv, both in the Gerard group and Nomfa. Next, I want to see with my own eyes how the Gerard group will actually be dealt with.
您想要
Do you want to return to your former companions?
是吗？
Not exactly. I just want to observe for now. Help me develop an action plan. Here's the rough idea. I sketch out my thoughts on paper. The dino gate flies in a circle overhead as Dandelion withdraws her perfect projection. All right. We'll do it your way then.
那就按您的想法来好了。
To be safe, let's prepare 3 plans. It shouldn't be difficult for you. Can you get them to me now?
现在
Like, right now? Immediately? With your processing power, it shouldn't take more than a second, right? You're still a slave driver as
您还是
always.
一如既往的强人所难。
I'll take that as a yes. Okay. I pick up the communicator. Groza picks up almost immediately. Commander, what is it? Have 404, Zucchero, and Monsoon come to the office room with you. I have something to discuss with all of you. Are you planning on personally entering Lviv? You read me like an open book? Understood. I'll summon them all right away. Soon enough, the dolls file into the office room. The scene looks almost identical to the pre-mission briefings from years ago. They are chatting about their previous missions. Once I see everyone's present, I step out the command console and clear my throat lightly. The room immediately quiets. All eyes turn to me as I gather my thoughts and begin. We're approaching the outskirts of Lviv. Mr. Kruger visited earlier and gave me a high-level access pass. So I plan to enter Lviv, complete the task Lena assigned to me earlier, and investigate all information related to Paradius.
我们就知道
We knew all along you definitely want to go there yourself, Commander. The other dolls nod in agreement.
大家都
Everyone's really worried about Helena. I wonder how the Commander and the others are doing now.
现在如何了？
The dolls start discussing among themselves once again, but it doesn't last long before they turn questions back to me.
长
What
官
do you
希
want
望
us to
我们
do,
做什么？
Commander? I bring up the regional map on the console. The dolls step closer to look. I want us to split everyone into 3 groups. Group 1 will enter the city with me and participate in the upcoming operation involving Nomfa. Group 2 enters a rapid response unit and be responsible for gathering intelligence within the city. Group 3 will remain aboard the Elmo, handling perimeter security, support emergency, and extraction for Groups 1 and 2 if necessary. If things go downhill, Dandelion will explain all the details. The dino gate flies above the console, drawing everyone's attention.
哎呀，
Right, this operation is practically a sightseeing trip. The Elmo will stop on the edge of the Green Zone's quarantine wall. Group 1 will be led by the commander.
指挥官负责。
With Colfine and Grauza acting as close protection, you will enter Lviv proper via the Intercontinental Railway,
国际列车
transferring
进
here.
入洛夫城区
Then here.
从这里转到这里。
There aren't many satellite city transfers, so in theory, with the pass, your journey should be completely unobstructed. Unobstructed. Gotcha. Understood. Group 2 needs to prepare vehicles, bring weapons, equipment in the city, set up safe houses, and monitor the area around Group 1. I suggest Klukai lead Group 2 with 404 Team A and Monsoon operate together.
由404一队和疾风小队一起行动。指挥
The
官
commander will be
会下
staying
达
at this
地点
hotel. These are the candidates' safe houses nearby.
全屋备选点。
Group 2 needs to scout all of them. We're unfamiliar with Lviv, so collect as much information as possible on local roads, layouts, social conditions to support commander's decisions.
以便指
Have emergency extraction plans that also be prepared by Group 2. We don't expect the worst case scenario, but it's better to be ready. Child play for 404. We'll coordinate closely with Leader Kukai. Any tasks requiring interaction with humans can be left to us. Group 3 must keep the helicopter ready for immediate launch, and also take care of the guests aboard the Elmo. Zucchero, you two stay on standby. The remaining members of Team Groza, please support them as well. Silvio Zero, now following. Hello. Have a good afternoon or evening. We'll take care of everything aboard the Elmo. Even if you hadn't said it, we'd still protect the Elmo. I've already sent everyone the maps, routes, additional details. If anything's unclear, feel free to ask me anytime. Everyone nods in unison. The dolls assigned to different tasks begin refining their plans in their neural clouds, while teams that need to cooperate start coordinating. The objectives of this operation are manifold. First, ensure Helena's transfer is completed successfully and guarantee your safety. If your safety cannot be guaranteed, if necessary, we assure it ourselves. Second, monitor the Gerard group and cooperate with Namfa's containment actions against them. Most importantly, collect as much intelligence as possible related to Paradius and cover the chain behind the Helena and Bujin experiments. The Elmo will reach the vicinity of Lviv in half a day. Everyone, get to work. With all the tasks assigned, the dolls head off to make their respective preparations. Klukai does not leave right away. When most of the dolls have already gone, she walks over my side and begins to speak. About the choice of personnel to escort you to the city, Klukai stops mid-sentence and glances towards Groza. Groza is currently focused intently on the map displaying on the command console. I think, Commander, you should talk it over with Groza. Thanks for the reminder, I'll get that done. Klukai nods and leaves the op rooms as well. I walk over to Groza, she lifts her head and looks at me. What was that just now? You seemed uncertain about the arrangement. No, not at all. It's just that... Yes, what is it? It's just that I'm not very good at dealing with humans. Once we enter the city, my strength won't really come into play. And right now, there are dolls with strong combat capabilities aboard the Elmo. There might be better candidates to serve as your escort. I scratch my head. Rosa never shows it outright, but it's obvious she's still upset about what I said back then. She doesn't look any different than usual, but with her eyes fixed directly on me, I find myself weighing my words with extra care. Well, after entering Lviv, I'll need a partner who can work with me in perfect sync. You're the best choice. There's no better choice than you. And this time is different from last time. Back then, both the Elmo and 404 needed you. Without you in the lead, none of the previous missions could have been completed. Our manpower has extended a lot since then. We're no longer as stretched as thin as before. Under these circumstances, the best choice for you to act together with me. Okay. Confidence restored. Groza looks away and turns her gaze back to the command console. I feel a quiet sense of relief, like I've just been let off the hook. Commander, have you really thought this through? I nod. I can't just stand by and do nothing. Well, Paradius does more experiments, basically. What? 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 That's random. Stream with you is live right now. That feels extremely random. Rosa looks up again and offers me a sincere smile. I can tell you've already made up your mind, Commander. Let's do it your way. Rosa looks out the window, I follow her gaze and stare into the distance. As the Elmo advances, the road stretches endlessly ahead. Perhaps it's time to take this to a new adventure. Oh, that's a random message to click? Okay, whatever. Alright, what are they doing? What are they doing? 3 more? 2 more? What lies behind the door? Rebirth or deeper damnation? Oh, I forgot to change units again. Yeah, that's okay, whatever. In this infinite loop, only by destroying yourself can you be reborn. Ouroboros. Splish splash. Hurried footsteps kick up rhythmic splashes that echo through the vast underground passage system. In these narrow yet intricate tunnels, sound carries a long way, yet its true source is difficult to pinpoint. Leva's underground maintenance system is nothing like the conventional impression that people tend to have of such places. Within this complex subterranean network, there's almost no odor at all. Clear water flows through the channels, having undergone multiple stages of purification. Every junction and ventilation shaft is precisely engineered to ensure the system's efficient operation. All of this is thanks to the fully automated maintenance works deployed by the Gerard Group. The entire system requires virtually no routine human upkeep. Even scheduled inspections only call for a small number of professionally trained dolls to carry out standard maintenance protocols. Since the establishment of Leva's satellite cities, this underground system has never suffered a security breach or operational failure. And today is clearly not a scheduled inspection day. We've shaken them off for now. But things still aren't looking good. Please elaborate. Alva checks the status of her weapons. She removes the magazine, smoothly racks the charging handle, and a round pops out of the chamber. She catches it in her bare hands. She presses the round back into the magazine, then takes out another pack of ammunition and leads it 1 round at a time. Oh, loads it, not leads it. Once the magazine's full, she seats it back into the weapon and chambers it. While you were fighting that doll, I checked every possible evacuation route. All routes leading to the second extraction points have been sealed off. The Gerard Group had deployed a large number of armed automatons. Getting bogged down with them would interfere with our mission timeline. Moreover, that doll. Alva hesitates uncharacteristically, unsure how to describe what she just witnessed. She saw the entire exchange with her own eyes. Foy Mestina, Irwin, AK-15, the strongest doll in the Neo-Soviet Union. Perhaps the strongest doll in the world. In a one-on-one frontal engagement, she gained no advantage at all, and was even suppressed at one point. This wasn't the first time. Long ago, Foy Mestina had lost once before. Just once. And that single defeat had a deep and lasting impact. Alva has partnered with Foy Mestina for 10 years now, longer than even her time with the previous Snow Wolf. And yet, at this moment, she still doesn't know how to begin. She doesn't know what Foy Mestina would think. The target doll does indeed have superior specs. Under the current conditions, I can't say I have absolute confidence that I'd beat her in direct confrontation. Voimestina's voice is calm and devoid of emotion, as if she's merely stating an objective fact. I thought you might need some time to adjust. We're on a mission. We don't have time for emotional processing. I'll deal with it later. Besides, I don't feel discouraged. When I lost you back then, I was discouraged for years. That's a completely different outlook. The technological advancement of doll frames is inevitable. I'm already counting my blessings that Shaw's design has kept me at this level even after 10 years. Voimestina pauses, then continues in the same even tone. Even if my frame is no longer strongest, I'm still AK-15. I am still a member of Task Force Defy. Alva shakes her head with a faint smile. I didn't expect to be the one getting comforted. A little embarrassing. Alva looks up at Voimestina's calm face and quickly regains her usual composure. I received messages from Kevin and her. That doll is called Igla, 3rd gen doll affiliated with the Gerard group, which we recently learned might be the checked whatever group. Apparently, she holds the title of the strongest 3rd gen doll within the conglomerate. This doesn't change our course of action. Is the plan still viable? Carrying 043 comes with too many unpredictable risks, so I want to make some adjustments to the plan. Alva sends her revised plan to Voimestina, who frowns slightly as she reads it. The sewer system was indeed a blind spot that Doll failed to notice first. But judging from the command capability she demonstrated, encircling this area and tightening perimeter is only a matter of time once she reorganizes and coordinates her forces. Still, we successfully broke contact. Your decision was correct. For now. No matter how complex the underground system is, it's still a finite space with predictable entrances and exits. Unless we like blow a hole in the ceiling. So I decided to abandon the plan of handling 043 over to Kevin for extraction. The EVIF security alert is already high and it's better for everyone if he stays alive. Carrying 043 while executing your plan is too risky. Our mission should take absolute priority. I think the Canadian will be handed over to Namfa. I didn't really want to bring this up, but I specifically had her look into 043. The conclusion was that Gerard's president, Oleg Gerard, had already reached agreement with Namfa. That explains why Namfa would deliberately send 043 a component of Project Eden and something that could fairly be a dangerous object to leave it right to Gerard. They're involved too? No, I don't think it goes that far at least. I trust their conscience. Just 2 or 3 bad actors. But it is also a fact that Namfa and Gerard have reached a consensus. They were for Namfa, but they don't represent them. The Non-Military Forces Administration has no reason to cover for the Gerard group. Admittedly, this is only a possibility. I judge it more likely that so-called Cooperationist Gerard group offering allegiance to Namfa to avoid becoming a scapegoat. But for safety reasons, we can't place our trust lightly in Namfa as an organization without concrete intelligence. That's also what she thinks. Are we gonna learn who she is before the end of this chapter? Probably not. I think we need her to make her call. Your plan is too risky. At the very least, she should provide intelligence support. Alva lets out a sigh. I don't want to disturb her. Not just out of safety concerns, but because of this critical moment. She might be just one step away from covering Conglomerate and Pandora's inner workings. We can't bring her down. But right now, there really isn't a better option. I suppose I can ask her to provide the person's precise location. It's just a single set of coordinates. Take no time at all. At this point, going straight for the kill is our best chance, in a way that the enemy doesn't anticipate. Yeah, agreed. Alva takes out the cube-like communicator once more. Voimestina watches her quietly, then suddenly papes up. What? If you turn it to the right position, the cube will start talking? Of course not. It's based on hexadecimal algorithmic logic encryption, with physical link pathways added to increase isolation and security. Alva looks up. Wait, did you just try to crack a joke? Are you worried about me? Fully Messina closes her eyes. She would be so pleased to know to have a sense of humor. She'd just laugh at me. Fully Messina falls silent again, looking decidedly sullen. Alva gently shakes her head, her lips curled up in a small smile, and redirects her attention to the cube. She flexes her fingers, microdata ports extend from her fingertips and connect precisely to the terminal's secure interface. With another flex of her fingers, hair-thin auxiliary digits emerge and assert themselves on the cube as if they had a mind of their own. Again, creepy sci-fi stuff. Data flows through the auxiliary digits and interface with Alva's neural cloud. Fully Messina watches silently, periodically scanning both sides of the tunnel with her Wi-Fi. Bzz, bzz. Beep beep. Electronic sounds, obviously. The cube gradually lights up. The link to the side end has successfully been established. Fully Messina casts a questioning glance at Alva, but remains silent. After several seconds of processing, Alva finally speaks. I need a vodka. What? Fully Messina frowns. She suppresses the urge to question Alva about what is going on while looking back and forth between the communicator and Alva's tightly knit brows. After a long silence, Fully Messina finally decides to ask. But at that very moment, the light in Alva's eyes abruptly goes dark, as their digits extending from her fingers retract at once. The cube drops to the ground, producing a crisp, muted blast as the built-in emergency self-destruct protocol wipes everything. Intercepted and traced. Danger. Before Fully Messina can ask, Alva's already delivered a concise status report. Her expression turns grim. After only a brief pause, she rises swiftly and starts moving in a certain direction. Obtain the coordinates, but our position is now exposed. We need to advance deeper into the tunnels. Understood. Fully Messina replies tersely with no superfluous words. Quickly grabs 043's container and adjusts the position for optimal ease of carrying. Inside a highly integrated tactical command room, rows of display screens cast a blue glow over the faces of technicians at work. The hum of data analysis systems and communications monitoring equipment weaves together into the darkness, distinct tension of a battlefield. Beep. Ma'am, target command signal tracking interrupted after 1.24 seconds. 1.25 seconds. Quite a fast reaction time. Impressive. Igla stands elegantly before the main control console. Her brand new uniform is immaculate with not a wrinkle in sight. Her movements unhurried, enjoying a refined performance. Enjoying the hunt. Ma'am, preliminary signal analysis indicates signal source connected to the doll appears to be located within the group's internal network. That's indeed a logical inference. Of course, it'd be internal. You already knew or suspected? Consider the encirclement operation just now. We made the most thorough arrangement and plans possible. We even employed certain special technologies cannot be disclosed to the public. Yet even under these circumstances, our operation still went awry. Tell me, what would be an appropriate explanation other than someone from the inside telling them? Indeed, by all logic, with plans and deployments so complete, your operation should have been watertight. The operation was never disclosed externally, but within the group, a small number of specific personnel did have access. For testing purposes, there were individuals with varying degrees of possible foreknowledge. In such a situation, what is the simplest conclusion? An internal information leak? Remarkably accurate description. Igla turns gracefully and returns to her command position. Folds her hands atop the desk, her posture composed and dignified. Her gaze settles on the sewer topographical map, continuously updating the display and on search perimeter that is steadily shrinking. Her expression calm as water, yet deep within her eyes flickers a light, much like Alva's when she enters analytical mode. A traitor or a long-embedded spy? How long have they been lurking? How much critical intelligence have they obtained? And how much has already been passed on? Igla's gaze remains serene and courteous, but anyone who knows her can sense the restrained anger beneath that elegant facade. This may be an unnecessary question, but please indulge me anyways. Can that internal signal source be traced? Yo, can you spam W and something something? No, I can't. No, we can't. The cutoff was too fast. We didn't have time to trace it back.
说的也是。
As expected. Iglet gives the security officer a polite nod and steps out of the command room. She takes out an exquisite-looking communicator, frowns slightly, presses the call button. At last, my dear Lady Iglet. Took you long to contact me. Did you mess up? What you wanted was taken. We're in pursuit. Just like I predicted, huh? And you refused to believe me. What a shame. We should have made a bet on this or something. Iglet's frown deepens. She remains in her emotions, reins in her emotions, and continues speaking in the communicator. I've already identified the location of the container. Just as you anticipated, the dolls who came to seize it are indeed Task Force Defy. Oh my. Those two dolls are anything but easy opponents. Even if you're the strongest third gen doll, you really shouldn't underestimate them. Okay? You flatter me. I will respond with full and thorough preparations. What I'm wondering is, can you track those two dolls continuously via the container they took? I don't even know where the container is. How would I... Oh, wait. Did you say you found the container's location? Indeed. We intercepted the external communications. We can now determine an approximate coordinate. The sewers therein should all be equipped with signal amplifiers installed by Draw Group. I believe you could use them to forcibly establish connection with the container. That's true. Alright, I'll get right on it. Found it. Successful. I'm sending the location over now. Also, let's cause some extra hassle while we're at it. Hassle? They may be powerful T-dolls, but even they're bound to be thrown up by something like that, right? I'm having so much fun thinking just about it. In any case, this should slow them down. Now it's up to the strongest third gen doll to go and fetch them. I will move, they don't kill. I will move, they don't. Number 3. Alright, should be very close to the end of this first chapter. Kind of setting up for everyone to gather in the city. And real confrontation begins. The dull sound of dripping water echoes through the empty sewer passageways. The metal walls, once refined by meticulous engineering, are now marred with scorched black marks left by ammunition, clearly recording the firefight that took place not long ago. The air, once heavy with disinfectant, now carries a faint scent of gunpowder, a reminder of what had just unfolded here. Alva and Voimestina sit with their backs against the wall. Their combat suits are already soaked through, punctured by several fresh bullet holes. A silver-gray pod lies quietly nearby. Despite the fierce battle, its surface bears not a single scratch. Voimestina remains silent as she methodically checks her weapons. The metal rustles and clatters occasionally while she works the parts. Alva fiddles with a slightly singed lock of her hair between her fingers, thinking through their next move. Even as the enemy closes in again and again, she maintains her composure, as if all of this has already been accounted for in her calculations. The silence continues as Voimestina finishes checking her weapon. She looks up at her partner, her tone calm yet resolute. Destroy it. What? Alva freezes for a moment, clearly not understanding what her partner has abruptly uttered. According to your plan, we can't be 100% sure that we can hold on to the container. The container slows our movements, drags down the efficiency of our operation, and if it's seized by the draw group, the risks would be immeasurable. Voimestina glances toward the pod lying not far away. If we destroy it, we increase our mobility and accelerate the execution of plan, also cutting off Paradius' ability to complete Project Eden in the process. That is the most rational choice. Messina puts forth her argument grimly. She seems to have anticipated Alva's reluctance, but she speaks her mind anyways. No. No way. Just as Messina expected, Alva rejects her proposal outright. It has always been this way. Sometimes Alva accepts Messina's suggestions, sometimes she does not. 10 years have passed, Alva is no longer the doll she once was. Now, not even she can easily sway Alva's decisions. Messina? Alva gazes at Messina somberly. In the past, she could never read Messina's thoughts. Standing before her, Alva felt nothing but unease, as if facing a slab of cold steel. But in time, she finally understood why she always calls Messina an open book. Her emotions are simple and straightforward. I understand your reasoning. This isn't how we do things. Besides, the exact nature of the project remains an unknown variable. O43 is a core component, yet her concrete function and role are still unclear. Even her intelligence network can't provide complete data on this. Destroying her rashly could trigger unpredictable chain reactions. I believe the risk of destroying it is lower than the risk of failing the mission, of Gerard reclaiming it. Alva remains patient. No matter what function she serves as O43, or role she plays in whatever plan, she herself is an innocent little girl who knows nothing of the world. Niketa would definitely save her. Whatever Paradius or Gerard intends to use her for, she herself is blameless. Do you remember how we met, Eleniel? The mission when I formally rejoined the unit? The submarine base? She was a failed subject among Paradius experiments. We and Ange found her along with other sisters. Ange chose to save them. That was her choice, and it was Task Force Defy's choice. We cannot lay hands on innocent children, Messina. That goes against the very reason we're doing all this. If you believe saving people comes first, then we can abandon this mission to have Kevin extract us. We won't get another chance. The conclusion's obvious. We have a mission that must be completed, and with our current capabilities, we cannot secure this container. If Paradius claims her, the suffering she will endure will far exceed what she's facing currently. Destroying her is mercy. Destroying her. The debate is suddenly interrupted by a clear, childish voice coming from right behind the two of them. She woke up, both of them startled at the same time, instinctually jumping to their feet in combat stance as they turned towards the source of the voice. The silver gray pod that had been sitting quietly nearby is somehow opened. A doll-like little girl steps out. Behind her, the pod itself splits into countless tiny components, which then regroup into 3 spherical clusters drawn together by a force that appears to be magnetism. They form 3 metallic orbs that float at the girl's side. The small figure peeks out from behind the metal spheres, waving her tiny fist as she shouts excitedly. Alva recognizes her. This is Helena, the immune individual designated O43, mentioned in the files. Her expression is innocent and bright, clearly unaware of what those words meant to Alva, Messina, or even to herself. How did you get up? That sounds so cool! Commander, what does destroy mean? Commander? Respond? Where are we? Who are you? Looking around, everything she sees is vastly different from what she last remembered, and a surge of fear threatens to overwhelm her. When she notices the 2 T-dolls watching her, Helena quickly retreats several steps. The 3 metal orbs immediately reconfigure into a simple barrier, harsh shielding her body, leaving only a pair of wary eyes exposed. What's happening here? The pod should only open with special sequence, or it was opened remotely by force. Our situation is already extremely precarious. The enemy can clearly connect to her. I believe the risk level is now unacceptably high. I think it remains controllable. We need to continue protecting her. Helena stays on guard behind the metal barrier, her gaze darting back and forth between the two, as if assessing this a threat. The 3 metal orbs vibrate faintly, ready to react defensively, offensively, at any moment. As Messina's wolf eye attempts to scan Helena and the spheres beside her, the system display is flooded with error messages of failed analysis. She pays little mind. This has not been a rare occurrence in the past 10 years. She needs an update. Time to join Elmo and get a freaking update. She takes a small step forward, intending to investigate further, but the movement immediately triggers Helena's alarm. Stay away, don't move. Helena's voice is filled with fear, yet edged with threat. The three metal orbs instantly shift into a more aggressive formation. A flood of warning alerts erupts in full sign. Williamson is uncharacteristically frozen in place. Please remain still. She seems extremely sensitive to our movements, especially yours. Williamson halts, looking at the clearly overstressed little girl with some amusement. Helena. Alva speaks up, deliberately softening her voice in an attempt to lower Helena's guard. We're not gonna hurt you. We're actually protecting you. Liar. You don't look like good people. The metal orbs shake more violently, reflecting her emotional instability. It's true that we took you away from where you were before, but that was for your own safety. Alva's brow furrows slightly as she comments to a sudden realization. Oh, right. The commander asked us to look after you. Commander? Helena's attitude softens a little. The glow of energy within the three metal orbs dims, though she remains still highly alert. You're lying. Where is Commander? Commander will come to pick you up later. Amusingly, yes, even though she does not know this. He has to handle an important mission right now, so don't worry, alright? Really? Yes, when the time comes, we will go back to the Elmo. It's safer there. Both of us are dolls who have served under the commander before. Please believe us. Dolls? Dolls are probably good. Helena lowers the hand she's been holding up in front of herself. The metal orbs descend as well, no longer looking ready to fire. Do you remember what happened before? There's a place like mine, an underground ritual site. Do you remember what happened there? Helena tilts her head, clearly not understanding what Alva means. Alva thinks for a moment, then decides to try a different angle. Helena, do you know what Project Eden is? Helena's body stiffens at the mere mention of Project Eden. The metal orbs floating around her abruptly freeze in place. Don't say it, Eden. She unfortunately had to witness a lot of her clones and some regular people turn into monsters and die. Alva clearly sees the pure terror flash across Helena's eyes. The little girl clenches her fists, her body begins to tremble uncontrollably, faint whimpers of fear escaping her. I'm not going back to that place. No, never. I'm not going back. Williamsina registers Helena's fear, but she lacks experience in dealing with such emotional outbursts. She maintains her guard while turning her head slightly towards Alva. It's okay, Helena. I promise you. We won't let anyone take you back to that place. Alva gently comforts the frightened girl with far more practice. She cautiously extends her hand and takes hold of Helena's. Though it's only biomimetic. Her physical warmth is clearly transmitted to Helena's palm. I promise. Really? She's just crying. Of course, we want to make a pinky promise? Pinky promise? Like this, once we hook pinkies, we have to keep our promise. Alva hooks her little finger around Helena's. You're really scared of this Project Eden, aren't you? Helena, whose emotions have just begun to settle, visibly tenses up again as soon as Alva brings up Project Eden once more. She shakes off Alva's hands and stumbles backward several steps. Project Eden. Very bad. Instead of chasing after her, Alva stays crouched where she is and continues to speak softly and patiently. We think so too. It's a terrible thing. That's why we want to stop it. But if we don't know what it is, we can't stop it. If you know anything, could you please tell us? Please. A strange woman. She wants to open the door. What door? Open what door? Just as I was about to press further, an instant. And so coming down. A thunderous explosion erupts from deep within the passage, shattering the suffocating silence and cutting off Alva's thoughts. The shockwave carrying a rubble and debris spread rapidly through the tunnel, causing visible structural damage. Multiple walls are blown through, forming irregular holes as stones and dust rain down in thick clouds. Helena lets out a terrified scream. The three metal orbs emit erratic, high-frequency vibrations, clearly entering an emergency defense mode. Foy Messina turns towards the source of the explosion, instantly entering full alert. Wolfeye activates wide-spectrum scanning, attempting to assess the threat level of the approaching enemy. The search team has set off our trap. Fall back. They're following us really closely. Looks like our movements are revealed after all. Withdrawal point marked. Get through the poison robots. The poison hijacking level 2 robots. She's like huge compared to all. Holy moly. Be careful, I'll protect the objectives. Let's throw another random person in here. In you go. Now we got both scissors.
准备。
各位，射击准备，为您的轻率举动付出代价，争横违约，必定成兵。聆听着千军万马之势吧。就是现在。聆听着千军万马之势吧。我想要帮助大家，为您的轻率举动付出代价。我来掩护。不躲开吗？就算会受伤。
Follow somebody and kick. No thanks. In the narrow passage, the sound of flowing water is completely drowned out by movement. In its place are three distinct footsteps, along with breathing rhythms distorted by environmental pressure. The walls along the way are riddled with bullet holes and scorch marks. With the metal structural layers penetrated, the reinforced concrete underneath becomes exposed. Craters and burn marks from thermal weapons form an irregular pattern. Spent casings and debris of the walls litter the ground in chaotic disarray. A few emergency lights flicker on and off, illuminating the exhausted figure of Alva and Boy Messina. Helena keeps a safe distance from Messina. The metal orbs hover around her, forming a mobile defensive barrier. However, she now at least allows Boy Messina to move within a 3-meter radius without triggering a defensive response. Her body language still shows caution, but the hostility in her eyes has lessened. Boy Messina suddenly halts and turns back towards the way they came. Wolfeye activates a remote acoustic analysis module. The advance of the pursuing force is proceeding precisely captured and analyzed, indicating they are closing in step by step in a tactical formation. At the same time, regular sounds are coming from other tunnels as well. The enemy has likely pinpointed a location and formed an encirclement. Boy Messina casually peels off the severed limb of the combat automaton still clinging to her, then touches the broken military knife at her waist, with only the hilt remaining. With her current combat parameters, breaking through the outer blockade is theoretically possible. However, if the third-gen doll known as Eagle arrives on the scene and engages them in direct confrontation, Boy Messina will not be able to cover Alva and protect Helena. What is it? Alva notices her partner has stopped, standing a few steps ahead. She turns back with a questioning look. Eagle's coming. I'll hold her off. Boy Messina's voice is low and resolute. She's coming, huh? Alva considers this briefly. You take Helena and break through the encirclement. No, I'll defeat her. Then you can proceed with your plan. Boy Messina stubbornly stands her ground, not accepting Alva's decision, as readily as he usually does. Alva doesn't argue right away. She falls silent for a few seconds, a complex light flickering through her eyes. Her expression sharpens with unusual focus as she turns her head, clearly thinking something through.
你的评估是正确的。
Your assessment is correct, Wimsina. I agree with it. But I need to revise one key parameter. Key parameter?
的确
Someone does
需要
not
看
need
三代人性，
to defeat that third-gen doll.
但执
But
行
the
的
other
就
one to
是
do it is me,
而非
not you. Oh, someone does need. Voimestina's eyes widen in extreme confusion and dissent. This decision completely overturns their decade-long division of roles and operational patterns, exceeding every tactical plan she has preloaded. Voimestina finds herself paralyzed. She wants to voice further objections, but her available vocabulary fails to provide an appropriate way to express them.
参数
The
不合，
parameters are rational.
我才是战
I am
斗
the
系的
combat type unit. Exactly. Which is why you're the best choice to
我是
protect
最能
Helena.
海伦娜的人选，
And I'm counting on you to deliver the final
最
breakthrough.
后的保全。研究
The
室
lab
里
is directly above us.
正上方，
Wait for my signal.
消息。
Alva's eyes flash with resolve and unquestionable confidence. Voimestina understands that, at this moment, she has no choice but to trust and obey. Alright. Alva nods to Voimestina, then walks over to Helena and gently strokes her hair to calm her. She points at Voimestina and speaks as softly as she can.
这位
This
大
lady
姐
here may look
虽然
scary,
看起来不好，
but she's actually a very
但其实
kind
她是
and
非
gentle
常温
doll.
柔的人。她会带
She'll
你
take you to
去到
find the
场
commander.
你一定
You
要
have to
好
stay
好
very
地
close to
接
her.
她，好不好？
Okay? Oh, okay. Helena is still highly wary of Voimestina, but sensing the urgency of the situation, she carefully trots along behind her. She leads Helena off in the opposite direction. Before leaving, she turns back and says to Alva,
乌云彻
"Good hunting. Don't die." Alva checks her chamber, plants herself firmly in the very center of the passage, waiting for the arrival of the strongest doll.
好，
Oh, the sharp clicks of high heels striking concrete echo through the hollow passageway. Surrounded by a cluster of combat automatons, the doll approaches from the distance with unhurried grace. Igla's steps are calm and rhythmic, her forearms folded neatly before her chest. A finely designated tactical rapier hangs at her waist, and an air of elegance, utterly out of place in this environment, radiates from her. When she spots Alva standing alone at the center of the passage from afar, a flicker of surprise crosses her face.
多么令人意外！
What an unexpected arrangement. When she reaches a distance of about 15 steps from Alva, she comes to a stop, her posture straight and composed as if greeting a guest. Behind her, the combat automatons immediately spread into standard tactical formation, weapons trained on Alva, ready to fire at a moment's notice. Igla raises one hand, casually holding them.
我猜测，
I assume you were the one covering the others'
属
retreats?
于的战斗决策，
After much careful
是最终
deliberation,
选择由你来执行。
Alva remains silent, offering no response to the seemingly offhand question. Just as she's anticipated, the third-gen doll before her possesses not only exceptional combat ability, but also sharp analytic and observational skills.
我理解
I understand the implication for this tactical decision. Though you lack frontline combat capability, you clearly possess the admirable quality of being willing to sacrifice yourself for your team. Such spirit is truly worthy of respect. Igla gives a light, polite clap. Alva still says nothing. In this situation, every second of delay is precious time bought for Voimestina's retreat. Since the other party is willing to spend time on this exchange, I was more than happy to oblige. In consideration of your courage, please allow me to offer a small
请
courtesy.
允许我提供
I'm willing to
一个
wait
小小
here for 1 full minute before and refrain from any
我
pursuit.
愿意在此等候1分钟的时间。不进，
1分
1
钟。
minute? As a gesture of respect for your noble conduct.
坦
To
诚
be
地
frank,
说，
if I were not obliged to recover the cargo you two have taken as quickly as possible, I would go far beyond this to show my respect. So beneath that elegant exterior lies such arrogance. Alva studies the doll's exquisite face as her index finger lightly brushes the trigger on her weapon twice.
这也是
It's
一
a
个
rare
难得的
opportunity,
机会，
isn't it?
不是吗？毕
After
竟
all, it's an honor to
能够
me
与
as well
传说中
being
的忤逆小队成员
being able to converse face to face with a family member of the legendary Task Force Defy.
也是一种荣幸。
Hmm.
我曾
I've
有
had the
亲眼
privilege of
目睹
studying some of your tactical records, though the material is quite limited due to the outstanding concealment capabilities. It was enough to earn my genuine admiration for Task Force Defy. As a second-gen doll, AK-15's performance is indeed impressive. The same goes for AK-12, the leader of the task force, and if memory serves, there was also a doll who truly embodied the word defy. Even among the latest generation of tactical dolls, there are only a handful who can stand shoulder to shoulder with them. Do forgive my rudeness, but you are? My name is Alva. Ah, yes, Alva. AN-94, AK-12's Tactical Support Unit. Please forgive my oversight. Only someone like me who takes a special interest in Task Force Defy would be familiar with every single member. Excellence is a quality worthy of admiration, and Task Force Defy is undoubtedly its exemplar. However, if you'll pardon my frankness, I've always been curious. How does a doll like you find her place within such an elite team? One defined by excellence. Alva purses her lips briefly. You really do seem to know quite a great deal about us. Your praise is an honor. Eagle inclines her head graciously in response. Outstanding dolls always earn my sincere respect and attention. They deserve such recognition. And Task Force Defy's reputation is indeed impossible to ignore. We have indeed garnered a reputation since 10 years ago. After what happened in Frankfurt, that's why we abandoned our old codenames, aliases, other identities. Our concealment had lost all meaning. And as for me, you're right. I'm the weakest one of the team. Lucandor is Admiral. In that case, I can't help but ask, why didn't you choose to retreat? We gave you ample buffer time. From a purely tactical perspective point, you could have escaped. I have no particular interest in you personally. What I truly look forward to is to exchange with AK-15. Or, do you believe you possess a character that makes you my equal? I want to try. A faint, unfathomable smile appears at the corner of Alva's lips. Her tone carries a subtle confidence. By my assessment, your character doesn't seem all that compatible with the rest of my team. Perhaps only someone like me, the weakest doll in Defy, could be bothered to have an exchange with you. Eagle retains her flawless smile, but a chill flickers deep within her eyes. Her expression shows no obvious change, yet the atmosphere subtly shifts. Eagle adjusts her stance and lightly smooths out her sleeve. Your confidence is impressive. It seems you hold a rather unique evaluation of your own abilities. In that case, please allow me to personally verify the basis of that confidence. She takes an elegant step forward, the sound of her heels striking the ground, ringing clearly through the passageway. She finally unfolds her arms. With her left arm, she draws the finely crafted tactical rapier from her waist. With her right, produces a beautifully made pistol of silver and gold. Eagle's subordinates also raise their weapons, take aim at Alva. Please wait. It's a solo fight, but Eagle once again lifts a hand to halt them, her gaze never leaving Alva. I wish to savor this alone.
战场清理完毕，大家都做得不错。
Portrait of the Wolf Queen. Clearing Corposant, Part 1. Though the blizzard blocks obscures the way forward, the queen leading the pack has never once stopped. No longer a puppet. That was great. Love it. Yep, that's great. Section 1 reading is done. Part 1, I guess. The next part, I don't know when it comes out, in like a week maybe. So maybe I'll do either Friday or Monday, I'm thinking. Depends what day I have off. Monday is also my study day too, so I gotta get studying after I get dinner.
为您的轻率举动付出代价。
Also, I want to read Arknights. Arknights Enfield has been such a blast. I feel like I have to read Arknights. So I might pick up that at some point soon and just read right through it. Give me this, give me this. 97%, what am I missing? Check. Ah. The quintessence that makes up everything within the palm of your hand. Oh, one more little thing. Okay. So yeah. The dull sound of dripping water echoes rhythmically through the empty passageway. The sewer branch lies far enough from the previous main battlefield that temporarily free from direct pursuit, forming a short-lived buffer zone. A few damaged emergency lights flicker at regular intervals, providing only minimal visibility. Messina settles Helena into a concealed spot at a bend in the passageway. She herself stands against the wall, scanning the surroundings while initiating a rapid system diagnostic. Helena's metal spheres hover around her in a defensive formation, her wary gaze tracking every movement Messina makes. She keeps the maximum safe distance for Messina. With Alva absent, her attention and vigilance are clearly heightened. She looks at Helena, her expression inscrutable. She lets out a soft sigh and drives a fist into the wall. The dull impact reverberates through the passageway. The metal structure dents visibly at once. The concrete layer beneath fractures and a cloud of dust erupts from the point of impact. Startled, Helena immediately snaps her three metal spheres together into a shield. Her body tenses, fear and defensiveness filling her eyes, ready to respond to any perceived threat. She looks ready to open fire if Messina makes even one more strange move. She notices Helena's reaction, her brows furrowed, but she makes no attempt to comfort her. Her system contains no protocols for building trust with non-combatants. She's never been good at this, and it has never been her responsibility. She looks at Helena, her neural cloud in disarray. Without Alva's guidance, she finds herself facing a severe decision-making dilemma. Phew. Messina exhales slowly, forcing herself to calm down. Although she understands Alva's plan, the plan itself carries an extremely high risk of failure. If it were only the two of them, even with that risk, it'd still be manageable. But now there's a being right in front of her. She must consider that even if the slightest misstep during the operation could result in 043 inevitably falling back into the hands of Gerard Group and Paradius. To the current Task Force Defy, she is unquestionably trouble as well as a burden. Her assessment has not changed. Directly destroying her is still the most efficient and most thorough solution. Messina's gaze slowly shifts to Helena. If she destroys her on the spot, Gerard, Paradius, Prodigy will permanently lose this key component, no matter what role she plays in the project, to be forced to seek other alternatives. And judging by the urgency and intensity of their encirclement and pursuit, 043's role is clearly not something easily replaceable. Discarding this burden would allow her to better leverage her own capabilities to assist Alva in completing the operation. She could even turn back and help Alva deal with Igla directly, completing the operation as originally intended. From every angle, this is the most rational decision. All she has to do is eliminate her right here. Helena remains on guard, but the defensive formation of the metal spheres loosens slightly. Alongside fear, a trace of cautious observation appears on her face. She is highly sensitive to changes in emotion and atmosphere. You're not going to do anything to me, are you? This simple question is like a key, unlocking something sealed deep within Messina's neural cloud. She closes her eyes. I have really powerful orbs, you know. Helena spreads the metal spheres protectively in front of herself with bravado. No. Her answer is short and direct. I promised her, so I will protect you. At the same time, the tension in her frame subtly eases. Will she come back?
回来吗？
Helena circled, clearly referring to Alva. Though wary of both of them, Alva's more kindly demeanor seems to have formed the foundation of trust between them.
他会。
She will. Voimsina's reply contains no hesitation, as though stating an established fact rather than hope or guess. She slowly lowers her hand, resolve settling in. She's a member of Task Force Defy. She will always fulfill her promises. Voimsina's wolf eye performs a full spectrum scan. Once she's confirmed the surrounding area is temporarily safe, she retrieves a small device from her tactical pack and starts fiddling with it. And that is, Helena's question still carries caution, but now also a hint of curiosity. The metal sphere remains in defensive state, though she no longer posed to attack.
通讯装置。
Communicator. She answers curtly as she continues to tune the device. Communicator? Doesn't look like one.
还有扰器。
A jammer? Voimsina glances at Helena, mildly surprised she knows such a technical term.
这个不。
This is different. How so? Voimsina's answered each of the girls' questions, but unlike Alva's patient way of doing it, it's an air of indifference towards both conversation and her interlocutor, responding almost robotically. Even so, for her, this is already remarkable progress. To Helena, Voimsina's blunt-mannered speech is unexpectedly reassuring. The two of them continue to talk in short, fragmented exchanges. You will destroy Eden?
乐园。
Yes.
计划。
You have a plan for this? We do. Replies remain brief, but her demeanor has grown slightly milder. She takes a small step forward, still maintaining a safe distance, but the subtle approach signals the beginning of tentative trust. She watches Helena's cautious advance and recalls what her former partner would do in a situation like this. After a moment's thought, she reaches out and places her hand on Helena's small head. Like a startled cat, Helena instantly recoils and darts back behind cover. She decides to stop forcing herself to do things she's bad at.
我们需要移动。
We need to move. This place isn't safe. Move where? Though hiding from Voimsina, Helena continues to converse with her.
完成任务。
To complete the mission. She replies curtly as she stands up and prepares to carry out Alva's plan. She hesitates, then follows behind her, still cautious but no longer openly hostile. Between these two very different figures, a subtle trust seems to be quietly taking root.
跟紧我。
She makes a friend, and she makes a friend. Stay close. Voimsina suddenly blurts this out. Her tone is as stiff as ever, but the words themselves carry a promise. Helena doesn't respond and simply follows behind in silence. In the depths of the sewers, two figures, one tall, one short, move on wordlessly. There we go, now it's 100%. Perfect. Okay. Plan is I might be back on Friday or Monday to read part 2. No, wait. Oh, no, not part 2. To read part 1.5. Tentative plan. Yeah, other than that, I don't know. Read Arknights, play Arknights. And now I need to get dinner. It is. Place closed in 30 minutes, so I gotta order now. Have a good night, people. Thanks for joining me. Oh, also, I said I would do it, and I totally did. My crew deck is now chill as heck. That's it. dun 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 dun. You. Oops. Yeah, whatever. That's fine. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I got the wood place, the log cabin feel for this place. I like it so much. It's so good. Did I spend money in this? Absolutely. And the fact of the matter is, I will be logging into this game literally every day of the year, so seeing this stuff is really, really pleasant. It's got a piano here, which also turns into, what's the button before? Nope, not you. Am I blind? Did I pass it? Dun, dun. Oh yeah, they're just make a fireplace too. Chilozaka area. Log cabin crew deck. Alrighty. Let's close this for now. Alt tab. Where's my end button? I know you're here somewhere. End stream. Have a good night.